Hey everyone. We're live.
I heard that started with the sigh.
I don't think it
Nothing
did.
else.
What?
I don't think. I don't know. The side did, but not the actual thing that happened beforehand.
No, I didn't. I stopped it right when I finished. We're live. We're back with more Whispers of the Atheneum presents Gamma P. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a fun time. We're in the middle of case 2. We are down a Miranda, but that's fine. She'll be back. I'm a little tired, but that's just been me lately. So we'll get this started. I think everyone's ready to go. So Darren, take it away.
Last time, the kids of Gamma P finished their investigation of the underground lab they discovered, dealing with some random, aggressive statues at the time. Discovering the possibility that the wizard experimenting on such creatures and doing such evil, illegal magics could have been a teacher of the Ghislaine Academy, they returned, deciding to inform their teacher of that situation. Debriefing Marty, they were given the option of getting even more extra credits by attempting to find said teacher and bring him to justice, or at least deal with the problem that they found. They decided this works, so they went and did it, and they began their investigations, asking questions to like 8 people, not really, more like 2, and then 3 of them decided to sneak out of the city, out of the school. That's really it. That's all that happened.
They did sneak out of school. I'm just gonna get my
We haven't got to that part yet.
documents. We do not. We're going to begin your sneaking out of school. I'm just gonna find my documente because it's hidden in this list of all these open documents.
You have documents for sneaking out of a school?
I have, notes for like the entire session, but yeah.
No. Notes?
I don't know about you, but schools don't seem that complicated.
They kind of do. Some can.
Even in a majorocracy mega city, they're kind of
Yeah,
important.
you know what, fair.
There we go.
All right.
Cool. So, as we left off, as Darian says, we have Jonas currently studying in his room the notes that they found within the hidden secret sanctum that they raided and defeated all the stone cursed in. We have Anaya currently going to sleep with her pet. And the 3 of Agnes, Farr, and Violet trying to sneak out of school grounds before they head their way for an adventure outside the city. Not outside the city, inside the city. Accompanying them, I'm assuming not Violet, I'm assuming that Kay and your other friend, Crystal, sorry. All these names.
The other one.
I'm disappointed.
Oh.
Crystal and
K
Kay.
is small and
Yeah.
probably can go unnoticed.
No. K is small.
Crystal is
Crystal is-
person-sized.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so
Is she bigger than Violet?
it might
Yes.
attract some attention.
She is, I think, 2 inches taller. 2 to 3. I can't
So
remember.
she could pass as an adult.
Yes.
Except she's a robot.
Yeah, despite
Yeah.
probably actually being younger than,
Everyone.
Also, this is a very interesting combat tracker.
I'm changing
Don't worry
it,
about
don't
it.
worry.
Good combat tracker. Look, there's Elsa.
Yeah, so, I guess the plan was to just walk out before the gates close.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, the gates haven't closed yet, and you know they were
Yeah.
going to soon, so you can just leave
Look,
before the gates close if you
We
want.
were simply just told that, they're going to be closing soon. That's all we were told.
Yeah. The bell for like 10 minutes before everything shuts down is run off. So yeah, you've got.
I've
10
just got a
minutes.
quick question with this. Like,
Okay.
is there like any sort of like situation or like something like that where like if a student comes in like a little bit late, like are they allowed back in? Like, what's the sort of scenario with that?
Roll me
A history.
a history with disadvantage because you've never snuck out of school before.
That's
Can I
fair.
have a regular roll on this?
Oh, Farah, you can do it with advantage. You've done it all the time.
Yeah.
I got a 20.
How much do I care to remember is how I'm going to word it.
Less than Violet knows.
Violet,
I know because I didn't want to do it.
yeah, you were like, I could go down to like the Ghislaine, like down to the docks and try and get some like file tech stuff to work with, and it's like almost bedtime, and then you remember like your last night, like before coming here, reading all the school rules. It's like, don't leave your thing, otherwise severe punishments will be dealt with.
I feel like as we're like sort of walking along, like getting like closer to the gates themselves, I'm just like, are we sure we want to do this? Sort of like, I mean, like, it's what are we doing? Severe punishment probably isn't a good thing.
You worry too much.
Yes, but I also don't want to be in a worse situation than I currently am.
Look, I've done this many times. As far as I care to admit, I've never been caught. Though that's usually because I come back once the gates open the next morning. But point is, we're just going out to get information. That's all. Maybe someone in town knows something. Maybe they had a grandmother who went missing.
Your logic seems extremely flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Lead the way.
Okay. Yeah, I just head for the gate. Is it currently still open?
But I'll let you know that I do not like any of this, and if anything happens, you're taking the blame.
Oh, of course. I'll just talk to my good old buddy.
So you head to the gate. The gate's still open. As you guys, you just can just walk straight out. There's nothing stopping you. Curfew is coming, but you know it hasn't hit yet. As you leave, there are a few other people who are also getting ready to leave, though they're like porters and stuff who bring things up to the school. There's like one guy currently packing up a few boxes of stuff, and he's heading back down to the city. And there's another person with like bundles of what probably was paper. And you guys just walk past them and head out into the city.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're in the city now. You walk through the gates and you've entered the Scholars District because you're in the upper section of Ghislaine still. Mostly around you are like fancy houses and large like private, like people who would have a big enough house to own a private library, or like special workshops just for like those who have a lot of money.
Well, I will turn to the was it two that were with me?
Yeah.
Well, and the
Technically,
There's
technically
four.
three.
There's four, please.
Again,
Yeah.
Kaya can hide in your
Yeah,
jacket or
3.5.
something.
3.5. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out exactly.
Dude, there isn't anything stealthing happening here. It's a robot.
So
We're caught out already.
I suppose our first stop should be probably one of the local taverns. We can go to the Smoke District if you want. They have plenty there. I don't actually know if that's true. I'm just assuming as far.
Again, didn't you say you had someone you wanted to see?
Oh yeah. Was just gonna
But
go
you
see
don't
one
know where.
the person I wanted to go see was just one of the local tavern keeps.
Right.
Oh, which one?
I look back towards like
History
the
to
schools, like,
see
is
if
it
I
too
remember his
late?
name.
Gate's still open.
Do I remember the
It's
tavern
not too
keep's
late.
name?
There are quite a few taverns. Like, you've been to at least 4 of them, and you're not entirely sure. Ghislaine's a big city. It's not that hard to like remember all 4, but you can't remember faces to names.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We're going to the nearest tavern first.
All right.
Looks back again.
If
The gates are still open.
If you want to back out, this is your only chance.
I don't like that. It's a decision. I don't want to do that.
Well, then let's just go.
What? Kim, bad at decisions.
Yeah, that's why main character is bad decisions.
Listen, Violet. You only live once, and you have a pretty clean record, right?
Technically, one can live for as many times as they want, as long as you're fast enough.
Also,
I like the,
kinda a clean record.
You have a cleaner record than me.
I have been late on a lot of cases. I have also missed a few days. It's
Have
not
you nearly
perfect.
lit a classroom on fire?
Think
I say
back for a
nearly
sec.
because I think we said I did actually manage it.
I think
Oh,
back
yeah.
for a second by doing some of my like potential like builds which may have potentially blown up a little bit. It's like maybe no,
Then
no.
you're fine.
I think
Look, I promise if this goes bad, the blame's on me. I convince you to come out.
you kidnapped me.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, I kidnapped your robot. You just came along to protect it. But
You taken hostage.
As long as it doesn't get me in trouble,
you shouldn't.
please.
You might get scolded, but that's the worst.
I don't like that though.
Cool, let's go.
Should I be informing the city guards that I am being kidnapped?
No.
Not yet. Maybe.
That's what a criminal would
no.
say.
Probably not. Just not for this one time.
Well, as Farah leads the way, heading down toward out of the school and heading down towards the city proper. You look back over your shoulder one last time, Violet, just to watch the gates to the academy.
Yep.
Ding dong.
Shut.
The Ghislaine Institute of Magic is now at rest.
And you begin your journey down towards the Spark District, which is where you would find things like inns and shops and yada yada.
Yeah, I assumed it was there or the Smoke District, so...
Oh, there's some in the Smoke District as well. It's just like people can't afford to open an inn in the Scholars District.
We worry about that one later.
Yeah, well, your knowledge of going around town, you know that there are a majority of the places to visit, like taverns and stuff. If you want a very like wine and diney, scoffish, full of posh people, you go up here.
Bleh.
The common man. Well, not the common man.
Yeah, I
Those
mean,
in poverty go to the Smoke
aren't
District.
exactly the most posh ones. They're the more working force.
And yeah,
I
the,
guess you'd call it.
the common the impoverished like go to the Smoke District and all the common
And the common people go to the merchant ring.
yeah the merchant ring.
So yeah, I guess for a bit more clarity, yeah, no, my intention is to go to the one that's sort of where your working force be. So yeah, I guess the merchant ring. If
You're passing through the smoke. You're down through the Scholar District, through the Spark District, out through the Smoke District, and into the merchant ring.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
It's gonna be a long walk.
I never told them how far it was.
No, yeah. So the real question is, you start walking down there. You pass through the Scholar District. It only takes about 20 or 30 minutes of walking to get down far enough to be thoroughly in the Spark District.
Just away from the school.
Violet and Agnes, at what point do you start questioning where you're going?
As soon as we get towards the smoke.
Probably just at various points Agnes is doing the, are we there yet?
Nearly.
Kay is also
What?
repeating this.
Are we there?
Okay,
Also,
let me say
really.
Kay.
Crystal is repeating this.
Wait, do you really have to go these two directions? Like,
Well, no, I mean, we can go to one of the more posh ones if you want.
I have no clue where you're taking me.
You've never been to a tavern, have you?
I thought you wanted to go to a specific one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we can also stop by the others. They might have just the same info.
And to answer your question, no. I barely leave my room. Much. A little bit.
Not since
Not
the
really.
accident.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, to calm your nerves, I'll make it easy. We'll start with one of the more posh ones. We can still get a reasonably priced drink there if you wanted to calm your nerves.
My nerves will never be calm.
Okay, we'll start at the one that's, I guess, closest then, which I suppose is in where we either just passed or going.
As you walk past, the taverns in this district act more
pricey,
like
obviously.
hotels. There are a lot more restaurants than there are
Yeah.
full taverns, like a full medieval tavern experience. There's a few, but it's mainly like restaurants and bars and stuff like that. But you can, if you wanted to go to a tavern, there is a couple.
Yeah, we're more after just a tavern sort of thing.
Okay.
So, I guess give me a number and I'll. How many would you roughly say? Like 2?
The city is huge. There's like dozens
there's
of taverns.
probably-
Yeah.
The closest one to you is called the Ruby Hawk.
You know what? That sounds lovely. So yeah, we'll approach that.
As you
Fantastic.
enter the Ruby Hawk,
I had to double check the name because I thought you said
The-
Ruby Cork.
The first one.
You know, I just realized something else as a small detail.
Uh-huh.
Once we were out of the school's range, I probably would have put up my disguise self for changing outfit, but
Yeah.
I don't know if the
Easy
other
enough.
yeah, I don't think the other two would have bothered.
No, I would. I would have followed suit. Be like, ooh, disguises.
I feel like that was mentioned to like change it to something a little
Yeah.
bit different, but like
Or at least
I
take off the
don't
school
really like
jacket.
have. Yeah, school jackets are not on like half the time for her anyway because she's got armor. But yeah, she probably would have taken it off. However, stuff like little bits of the same coloring are located everywhere on Crystal and Kay. So good luck with that.
Well, Crystal's got a coat.
Yeah, close to Crystal. Crystal doesn't have a coat. I'm not taking it off.
It's fine,
So-
they'll just think we're in business.
So it's Farah wearing regular clothes, Agnes wearing regular clothes, Violet wearing most of a school uniform, but kind of not really. And
It's like half
then-
school, half casual.
Yeah, it's like the school uniform, but your shirt's untucked and you're not wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
And you're not wearing the tie. And
No.
then Crystal wearing a teacher's cloak.
And Kay's got like the same coloring like of the jacket, but in like the little flail behind her, like the
Yeah.
bits of fabric.
You head down towards the Ruby Hawk.
Yeah, as you enter, you see a fire genasi woman, whose flames on across her body are like resembling like feathers, across her arms and back. As she welcomes you into the establishment, it seems to be decently full. There seems to be a bard, or at least a performance playing through the evening. Probably a set from a different bunch or a different group of bards. You see a couple potential graduates from the Bard College in the city have also put their names down to participate in this. It seems to be some sort of open mic performance night.
Ooh, that's
There
nice.
seems to be about maybe 20 total patrons.
Now, the main, I assume there is at least like the main bar party within this tavern.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Is there a stall currently available, or a few?
Yeah, it while there is 20 people, it's not a packed establishment. There's
Okay,
still
so
some
there's plenty
places
of room,
to sit.
cool.
Yeah.
Right. So once we're in, first off, I'll wave. You know, sort of. Hi. It's been a bit.
Ah, you're getting into trouble.
Not tonight. We actually here on a mind plates. We're here on a task that we're trying to solve, and I figured, you know, we might as well ask around. Some tavern keepers might be wise.
Are we technically getting into trouble though?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
So yeah, and then I'll turn to the other two. 4, 3.5.
Okay.
Other group.
Yeah, I'll
3.5.
tell the rest. Okay.
I'll tip that.
So, Agnes, Violet, would either of you like just a basic drink, water, something?
I'll take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good.
I just got to remember what the price of ale is. Is it ale? Is that the cheaper one? Gotta remember what the prices are for.
There are ale is cheaper than meads and etc. But you are at a high class fancy establishment.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to remember what your prices would be and what they vary.
It's like a gold a
Snuggie.
person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Everything in the Spark District is made with magic in some form or another. So this isn't like, if you say it's ale, this is like druidic nurtured ale or wizardly like pressed wines. Like nothing is common because these people are better than common work.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
are
it's,
better than the
it's still
commons.
reasonable.
Okay.
Right, so that's one yes, and
No.
looking at Violet, was that a yes or a no?
That was a no with like no, I'm good. No, go away.
Crystal imitating like some like guy who's come in and put his arm on the desk and like has asked something. He's like, "I would like your sparklingest machine oil."
She's getting her attention everywhere. I love her.
Yeah, I'll approach the tavern keep. So, also I'll just look back with you. You two just take a seat. I'll be over in a moment. So, just two drinks. So that's what, 2 GP.
Yep.
I like to imagine Crystal takes the seat.
And yeah,
She hands you some mulled goodberry mead.
good enough. And by chance, would you happen to know someone that might be able to give us a bit of info?
Yes.
Good.
What's the
We're
information?
as I said, we're sort of looking into a bit of a case that happened for some extra credit. So
Well, I can be a bit more specific. What type of information do you require?
potentially missing persons.
Missing people. Have you tried talking to any of the guards? She looks around to see if there's
Yeah,
any.
I figured some of the taverns might have a bit more word go through them than the guards. And I didn't quite want to go into the smoke district just yet.
Would you even want to go there? She has a look at like the patrons there. She has a look like where you were expecting to be a giant corkboard with all these bounties is a very like furnished and like wizardly crafted fine frame, like gold rim, like red velvet in the middle, and like nice neat pieces of paper pierced into the wall, very like organized, nothing's overlapping. Aside from any information that would be present on the board, there are a couple of patrons who are guards in the higher districts, but I don't see anyone of hyper importance that could help you other than that. Not here at least tonight.
That's quite alright. I will still have a look around, see if anyone says anything that catches our attention. Though, honestly, I don't know. I also want to just treat my new friends here to a nice night. They don't seem to get out much.
Well, make sure they have a good time, and don't get into trouble.
Very like
won't.
awkward, like head comes up, like I'm hearing us as like awkward wave.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll take the 2 drinks over to the table.
Very large, obvious wave.
I'll sit somewhere around that table with them. So here, I'll hand off the drink to Agnes, and are you sure you don't want to try a little bit? Looking to Violet.
No, I think I'm okay. Don't worry about it. No, don't. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I'm not sure how much of that you've both overheard, but there may be some guards that we could potentially talk to at some point. They may be able to give us some info on missing persons, but I don't imagine it'll be easy to get out of them either.
Well, if that's the case, should we really be approaching guards? I mean, like, who should we? Who should we approach and who should we? Court.
He's dead.
Thank you.
He can't hurt you anymore.
Look,
Wait, what was the second part? The second part.
Who's Jeremy?
Well, you, because Jeremy, I think.
Oh, I said he's dead.
Oh.
And I said he can't hurt you anymore.
I'm gonna go.
Both are
fucking
wrong.
go.
He can still hurt you. And
Not
death
that
is only
gay.
temporary
Oh no.
if you try hard enough.
That's okay. It's what Crystal said.
Oh no. Wait, no, don't say that, Krista, please. You're not meant to know this stuff.
but yeah, Look, I just figured if we're going to be working together for a little bit, even if it's just this assignment, it's nice to make some friends.
Yeah.
There was a pause between that.
I mean,
How good does this drink taste?
Was it just was it a wine or was it like an ale? Does it
I
really
was
An
matter?
ale.
whatever the cheapest was, so likely just a
Okay.
fancy ale.
That's a real question. Does Agnes like ale?
She has never had ale before.
Would you say Agnes, being the little gremlin she is more of a sweet tooth kind of character?
Absolutely.
you hate it.
Then she's probably like, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ale's not like bitter always, and it was made from it's a good berry ale, so it's some berries. It's a little sweet. It's not amazing though.
Yeah.
I feel like Agnes is more of a cider person.
Oh, Agnes, just small heads up. Don't drink too fast. You'll regret that.
If as long as it wasn't awful, she's probably drank the whole thing.
Yeah, you're like, don't drink too fast, and she's like, she just puts down the empty cup, like, what?
Yeah,
What?
literally.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So I guess now that we're out and about, we've got a whole night to ourselves.
What do we do exactly?
Well,
Where are we sleeping? What do
we can chill out. Well, I never said we were sleeping.
Uh,
We can chill out for a bit here. We can, listen to some of the bards, or we can, as I said, head to one of the lower districts. In a bit. I actually quite enjoy what they play here. It's fancy.
Okay. I mean, I'm here now, so I guess. Yeah. She just like kind of just sort of eyes are just looking around, like I guess more attracted to like the music and stuff, and just kind of listens to it and just like tries to just go towards that as like something to think about.
So Farah will probably just ramble on a little here. It's like, well, we could just try asking a local guard. We could wait a little bit longer and see who walks in. Hey, maybe one of those higher up guards will come in. This seems like a place they'd be. As this sort of goes on, eventually she'll probably get up and sort of mumble to herself as she walks over to the bounty board to have a look. Seems like something she'd do.
Yeah, so you walk over to the bards, Violet. They're currently playing a tune. There's a few people that are like dancing in the open space that's in front of the stage. It's it's not, I wouldn't call rowdy because the people here are too good for that. But it's also not like, it's not some like people are dancing, but it's like very organized. So, like everyone knows the dance, the moves, and they're all like passing partners and stuff and doing things. It's all perfectly in time with the music. And you're awkwardly standing at the back.
Yeah, she's a little bit mesmerized by it, like just like the idea of like just sort of the dancing and music and stuff. It's just like amuses, like not muses, but like it's just nice to sort of see for her. And like yeah, she probably like just didn't move too far. I'd say she probably like stood up and just like moved a little bit. And, like as like Farah sort of moves along to like the board, look back towards like Agnes is like, did that taste good?
It was okay.
Hmm.
It was alright.
Yeah, just kind of like just.
I'm sorry.
little
Did you
bit.
want some?
Didn't you drink it all?
Yeah, I'm saying sorry because if you wanted some, it's all gone.
No. That's okay. I might just get my own. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. How do you do this? How do you do this?
How do I do what?
What are we doing?
We're hanging out.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I don't know. You just sit here and do stuff.
You're in
Like
the
what?
wrong crowd.
As the two of you continue this endless conversation, where Agnes
I was
is
gonna ask her.
struggling to explain how you be a social person to the most unsocial person Agnes has probably ever met.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try dancing?
I mean,
Yes.
I can try.
Alright. And she'll like grab you by the hand and like drag you over to like where the other people were dancing.
Remind me how tall you.
3 foot something.
Cool. 5'7".
Just nope. Straight 3 foot. Yeah,
Cool.
The robot is waiting for a sparkling mechanical oil.
I should probably
Crystal-
sort that out for her.
Yeah, she's still by the counter waiting.
Yeah, she's still in that pose of like, she's ordered the food, arms like down, she's leant forward, asked for a meal, and is like just staring at the waitress.
Oh, and yeah, to answer your question, no, Kay doesn't do the robot. Kay is like full breakdancing midair.
Hell yeah!
I like to imagine
Sweet.
Kay has like stolen a martini olive, and that's just her body shape now.
She's not that small.
See,
She
I would
is now.
She's from a fucking Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah. See, my idea, AJ, was she's stolen a martini, olive, and stick, and she's dancing with the olive and stick as her partner.
You know what? Fair enough.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So the two of you move over and decide to try to enter this dance, which is people are going. As you move in, the people dancing, they kind of step back a bit to add extra room to allow you in. So the both of you can make performance checks.
Hang on.
Oh my god!
Please be a
That
natural-
was so
Aw.
close.
I was really hoping for a natural one from you.
I can roll disadvantage if you want.
So, Violet, conveniently, this is a dance you know. You know this dance because you've studied dance. You've studied every form of expression you can possibly do because you don't understand them. So
Yeah,
you know
it's
every
all
move.
training, like theory for the practical. This is the practical.
Yeah. So you're able to fit into the group quite well. You match their movements and join into the rhythm. You're very good with rhythm because it's just math basically, and you're pretty good with math. Agnes, you're more of a wild card, but you're able to follow Violet's. Violet kind of like leads, and so you're able to follow her steps and not like step on anyone's toes.
I like to imagine as well. She's like saying like the sort of order of like of steps, like and as well like in like number and also in
3,
form.
4, Pharaoh.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, while you guys are joining the dance, Farah, you walked over to go look at the bounty board.
Or the fancy board, yes.
The fancy board.
Fancy board.
The
Is there
fancy
anything-
board?
The fancy board, yeah, why not? So you move towards the fancy board, and in all of its prim, proper pages and nice, like, ribboned displays, is there anything particularly looking for? You just kind of like looking at what notices are up.
I just honestly, I think Farah's just like curious as to what's going on these days,
Also, we call it a bounty board. It's more of a bulletin board.
or if there's anything that's been posted by her church.
The Kamashian Faith doesn't really have many.
Yeah, I didn't think they would. It's more just like, yeah,
Um,
anything that looks like they would maybe be the ones dragged into this if it doesn't get solved.
no, it's mainly just it's mainly just like the Kamashian Faith really only has one huge day. That's not to say like there aren't boards from your church every so often. There's like community welfare days. There's
I'm
like
sure there are people within the church that probably do take on this sort of work on their own accord, but
yeah, there's also stuff like the Feed the Smokes Day, like every month, like a bunch of the churches in the city go to the smoke district and feed them soup so they can feel good about themselves.
I assume there's no tournaments coming up for card games, dice games, anything like that.
There's the big sports ball event.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
hell
sounds
yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
How
big
far away
sports
is
ball
it?
event's coming up. Only a few weeks.
Ooh.
It happens before school comes back proper.
Yeah, no, that's got my interest. I'm gonna memorize that day down for whatever reason, and I'm gonna try and convince the others to get into a team later.
I
You
hope
do see
Roxana does
some-
well.
You do see some big, like, some notices about, like, things from other countries, which you see, like, current, like, increased unrest in Tel Narus and the Antivian Empire, and, like, unrest in Drakazul, what is the world coming to? That kind of, like, doomsday, people going on about everyone fighting.
It's not a problem.
You see notices from Tide's Favor, where it's like the first like notice at the top is forest calming down, lumberjacks wanted, and it's
That's
like it's
good
a
to
post for work. You see a few bits and pieces. You see some posts which is being like, oh, there's a concert going on in this area, or like this person's going to be playing at this place. Make a investigation check.
Sure. I was actually just gonna ask if what was the name of that the one that was related to not related to the one that taught Jeremy's other character
Chris Sender.
Yeah, is she performing?
So Chris Sendo at this point would be in Tel Narus.
Do you have inspirations?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna just burn
Hey,
one of
is it-
them.
Yeah, you can if you want to, or you can keep it at 0. It's up to you.
Nah.
The only way is up.
Yeah. The only way is positive.
You never know. I could roll another one.
True.
Yeah, so on the board there seems to be 4 missing person reports. Though they are located in like this section that's dedicated to outside of the country. There seems to be a missing Glazier from Dark Azul, an enchanter from Andavine, a transmutation mage from Illowell, and then a dwarven jeweler from Highview. With
Transmutation mage.
yes, with relative dates, maybe coming as back as 3 weeks ago.
That transmutation mage has got my interest because I actually forgot if we were looking for transmutation. You know, I'll look back at the
looking for one of the teachers.
yeah, I look back at the cape cloak, the cape that Crystal is wearing.
Mhm.
Was that transmutation?
Yes,
It was.
Huh. I'm now curious. I mean, I assume these are unrelated, but it catches my interest. Can we like just take the paper off if we're careful about it, or do we have to leave it on there?
None of them are like quests, so you have a feeling it's a bit poor form. It's mainly a copy this information down in a notebook.
Well, in that case, yeah, I will pull out some book.
You pull out a textbook that's full of like
I
actual
probably have
text,
something.
and you like go to the back where you've just scribbled a bunch of fucking like stuff that you don't care about. You just find a little corner that hasn't been written in yet.
I'll note down any details I can get off this.
It's just a female Earth Genasi transmutation mage who lives from Illowell, and she's been missing for about probably about 2.5. I said 3 weeks. I meant 3 months. About 2.5 months ago.
Transmutation mage.
Does it have like sort of slight details like height? Like
Yeah,
kind
it's
of-
got the general like if you've seen her, let her know, and then it's like here's information. She's probably around 6 feet tall. She's got like crystalline like hair features, almost stuff like that, like in a turquoise color.
I can't spell turquoise, so they're turquoise. Turquoise?
Yeah,
Turtle.
turtle.
Blue.
But like the sketch does not have like a cloak that a teacher transmutation. It's more of like those sleeveless like Chinese dresses sort of deal.
Yeah, but it's like if one went missing, is it possible that someone's specifically targeting? That's like the sort of line of thinking
Yeah.
she's gotten.
No, it's
Like, well, it's
good information.
Also, I'm now genuinely concerned if that's the Earth Genasi that was impersonated a while back. I hope not. That'd be
Who knows?
awkward.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah. I'll go back to the table and you know, I'll just watch them. They seem like they're having fun. Is Crystal still at the?
So you're poring over this, the bounty board. You turn around. Crystal is still standing at the counter, like awkwardly, just like standing there in the same position, frozen.
No,
The
there is no
barkeep, like,
awkwardness.
The barkeep
Stiffness.
looks at Crystal and is like, "Uh-huh. Are you gonna leave?" And Crystal is just like, "I am waiting for my drink." And the barkeep's like, "Okay," and just like moves to the next person down the bar. And about the same time, the song starts to come to a close, Violet and Agnes, and you dance, and like everyone does the big finishing like step for it, and they all break apart, and people are like laughing and shaking hands. Those like random people they met because you pass your partners around sometimes.
Mm.
And yeah, the dance has ended. What are you all doing?
Are they staying on the
Okay,
dance
that
floor?
was
Was that
that
fun?
that was very different to what I expected it to be, but it was very interesting. I liked it.
Yay! She like claps her hands together. See?
People do this.
I mean, I assume. I mean, I haven't been to a place like this before, but in general, people dance all the
That
time.
was that was cool. What time is it?
It's probably just around 8:39ish.
Okay. Okay. This. Now what? Just looks at Agnes.
Well, Mara's back at the table. Maybe we can talk to her. Maybe she can join us for the next dance. Or her
Okay.
and Crystal.
Oh, right. I probably should. Right. I forgot that. I'm just gonna start moving towards Crystal to make sure she's like.
Just like, oh shit, right, Crystal.
Yeah, we'll head back to like where the others are. So did you? What were you doing? You were meant to find some? Did you find something or not?
Well, I have a theory.
Okay. How much solid information is his theory?
Hypothetical. Wait, no.
All theories are hypothetical.
What's the term? Theoretical theory.
So a theory?
Yeah.
Right.
It's. Do you want me to just explain it at the table here, or would you like to go outside and talk about it? Do you want fresh air? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, actually. I'm feeling really good. Really,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we can just have fun tonight. I'm happy for you two to enjoy yourselves, and we can discuss this with the rest tomorrow.
I mean, didn't you want to go somewhere else as well, or is it just here?
We can go check out a few other places.
Okay. Just give me like two seconds. I'm just gonna move past you and just make sure like Crystal is like okay. Just seeing her just like standing there constantly. It's like, did they not? Do you need me to? Just looking at Crystal. I'm assuming AJ's AFK.
Crystal looks at you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have not received my drink.
I will be leaving a bad review.
Oh. Did you want me to get you a drink?
You are not a waitress here, master.
But no, do you want me to order you a drink? Because they obviously haven't. I mean, I could do it, get you the drink for you. So that one, yeah.
I would like a sparkling mechanical oil.
I'll do that when we get back.
What is even the point? She gets up and like walks out of the building.
Okay, I guess we're going out then. Okay, so stepping back outside, I'll wave goodbye to the tavern keep and thank you, you were lovely.
She waves back.
And yeah, I'll step outside.
Cool.
Totally
You
don't. Yeah.
You step out into the night air. There's people moving around the city, but it's getting late.
I'll take a deep breath and then remember, I don't have to breathe.
I'm assuming there's like no place where I can buy oil.
9 p.m. at night, probably not.
No.
That's sweet. You're trying.
I didn't think so, but it is in my mind.
Right. Well, shall we move to the next spot?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool.
Where are we going?
Well, you did bring like a cloth or something, right?
No.
I have
Okay.
cloth on my person.
Yeah, it just in case, because I mean, this is the higher society. I'd like to show you the lower society to see how much more fun they are.
Do we really need to go down there?
Come on, you just had a bit of fun. What's going to hurt you? You've got a robot with you that
smoke?
intimidates a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's hard to breathe down there. Like, I
That
mean,
is a detail I often forget, yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to breathe down there.
We'll tell you
A
what,
lot.
stay close to me and I will keep the smoke away from you.
Just like very close to you.
Like, this is sort of a walk, arm around you sort of thing to just manipulate the air a little bit.
Yeah. So you start striding down. Agnes, are you perfectly happy as well going into the smoke district late at night?
God damn,
Yeah.
this is
Alright.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm not scared for my safety. I'm scared about breathing.
Oh no! I
Yeah,
mean,
well-
how hard or like how much trouble has Agnes had like breathing? Just because we've been through here a couple times.
You're below the smoke.
So
aren't you?
usually you like wear a cloth over your mouth that kind of like provides partial cover. It's got like, usually scented herbs to keep the smell out. It's not like a short burst through it are not considered dangerous. Living in it is bad.
Yes. Yeah. She's not fast. She's like okay.
All right, so you guys head down through the spark district, covering about another 30 or so minutes before you hit the wall that separates the spark from the smoke. There are a few guards here. It is late at night, so it was about 8 p.m. So they still 9 p.m. They're about tired. They look tired looking. They do give you all like a side eye as you approach, because the gate is currently shut. But like there's like a side door they can open. But so when you approach, one of them walks up and is just like, "What are you, children?"
I'll have you know I'm old enough to be walking around.
Clearly, because you're walking around.
But if you're wondering why we're out and about, which I assume is the case, we are doing a bit of extra credit work just to try and solve a case that we've been given. And unfortunately, that does lead us through the district that I imagine even you don't like passing through very often.
If I didn't have to stand here, I wouldn't. No one would. So you're saying you need to go into the smoke district at night
We're actually passing through the smoke district, but yes.
for schoolwork?
It's related to something like that, yes. It could potentially lead to solving a murder case.
And you go to which school exactly? Because none of you are wearing uniforms.
Oh, one sec. And she will click her fingers just to reveal the outfit again.
Violet's kind of wearing a uniform.
I was wearing like half the uniform, yeah.
I don't know if it's anything that has like the logo on it.
Is it one
I don't
action?
think so.
Yeah,
Do
it's an
you have
invocation
a-
I can do.
Do you have a permission from a teacher?
I am a teacher.
Yeah. She's even got the cape, see?
Make a deception check.
For Crystal?
You want
No,
me to
this
make
is this is Farah making a deception check.
Yep, sure.
I can still make a skill check with her.
Technically,
I'm
Crystal is
going
helping
to
you.
Inspiration. Oh, you want me to roll it?
No, because you would have disadvantage, but Crystal
Yeah.
is technically
Can,
helping.
can we see if she is
I didn't know
helping,
Crystal
though?
was capable of lying.
She's flaring the cape. Listen, if
Bless her
Crystal, if
We're
Crystal,
causing trouble.
if Crystal is following the 3 laws of Asimov's robotics, lying to a human is not one of them.
Well, as far as Crystal's concerned, we are telling the truth, I imagine.
Did you want to burn yet another inspiration in order to reroll that?
I think on this one, yes.
Go for it.
I need to burn them eventually, right?
Grace part is that by the end of
For
this, no one will
fuck's
have any.
I
Wow,
still have
one
all
point.
3.
Yeah, do you want to burn one of you? No, you can't because it's not affecting you.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's not
I'm
me.
not wasting another one. I'll take it. It could be worse, could be better. Look, I'm telling a half lie.
So this guard is looking at you.
I mean,
I'm
the teacher
confident
did
in my
give
words
us
at least,
permission.
okay?
We just don't have a written form for it.
You give him permission to investigate, not to enter the smoke district after dark as students.
Shut up.
To investigate.
But
We are
The guard-
investigating.
the guard looks at you, Farah, looks towards Violet and Agnes, looks at Crystal wearing the cloak,
Mhm.
and is just like, "So, did you steal the cloak?"
Oh no, that's part of the investigation.
I'm sure it is, young miss. Would you kindly hand the cloak over?
Unfortunately, I don't think I can do that.
The guard like looks at the other 2 guards who are there, looks back, like, do you not? Looks over at Violet.
Let me rephrase. I have
Does
no
she-
control over it.
Is she not from here? Does she not know that when a guard asks you to hand them something, you do it because the guard is confiscating the item?
I never asked that. Were you born in Ghislaine?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Farah. Like, it's just like he like thought that, like, does she not know? Like, was she not from here? It's like, that's a good question. I'm gonna ask that. That's literally what.
Oh no, I'm familiar with the rules at Ghislaine. I just was thinking that you're tired and you don't want to cause any trouble for either side here.
No, I think the question was, were you born here, or what did you come from? I think that was the question. Something
I
like
don't
that.
believe I was born in Ghislaine directly, no.
There
So
you
what?
go.
We didn't catch your name. What's your name, miss?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, Farah.
See, and you, miss? And he looks towards Violet.
Me?
Huh?
Violet. Yes. Hi.
And you as well?
Me?
Yep, that's
I'm
you.
Ag-
Yep.
I'm Agnes.
All right. Well, nice to meet you all. Would you mind
Nice to meet
please
you too.
handing? Would you mind please handing over the cloak?
What's your name?
My name is Brett.
Are you going to? I mean, Crystal's here too. Just like, like, no, just like.
He
point them
looks at the
robot.
robot and he's like, "I assume she was a construct. Is she a warforged?
No.
I am a teacher. I am.
Did
I'm
you
a teacher
program the
for-
construct to lie?"
I don't remember doing that. I think.
Okay. I'm taking that cloak. Would you mind handing it over?
And
mine.
excuse me once more.
No.
I am simply, again, I would strongly advise probably not trying that. we've had a lot of trouble getting it off the robot ourselves.
So I'm hearing is you have a construct that you cannot control.
I can't. No.
No, she's mine. I built her.
So will she hand over the cloak?
Krista, do you
I'm gonna spell this out for you. I am taking that cloak, and we will be sending a report to the school to inform the school that 3 of their students, a Miss Agnes, a Miss Violet, and a Miss Farah, have been using a construct to impersonate a teacher and attempt to sneak into the smoke district after dark.
Alright, I told you this was gonna
And
happen.
who's going to believe any word you just said?
He
You realize
looks
how
around.
crazy that sounds, right?
He looks down at his guard outfit. He looks at the cloak he is currently he's currently waiting for you to give to him. Well, given we're gonna hand this over, I'm going to assume a teacher.
We found this outside the city, though.
That doesn't change the fact. This is the last time I'm going to ask you nicely to give me the cloak.
I mean, a teacher already knows we have it.
It's kind of true, yeah. Should we have started with that?
What is Krista just like holding on to the cloak? Or is it just not?
Yeah, it's Crystal's
no,
cloak.
Crystal's
Yeah.
wearing the cloak. You haven't told her to
Probably
take it off yet.
Probably should have
Again,
told him that
from
we were
last
sneaking-
week-
We were literally
Yeah.
sneaking out.
From last week, the only person that can get her to do anything is you.
Yeah, of course it is. But,
And-
like, I need to
and-
make sure. I need to see what she's doing first.
Yeah, well, she's not giving the cloak. You
Yeah.
asked her just now, would you want to give the cloak? And she would have said no. It's hers.
That's fair.
I just
Could-
don't want to
could-
do the other thing I might potentially have to do here.
I mean, I know you don't want to give, but could you give the cloak over? I know you found it in this like weird.
I do, in
abandoned, like,
fact, have the
place.
capabilities to hand over the cloak, but it is my cloak.
I feel like now you're being stubborn. But I know we found it like in this dirty place. It was like these weird, horrible I don't know what they were, but I feel like
Can I?
probably should give maybe that over. I mean, we should probably give it
Wait.
to someone at least.
How long is the how
Hmm?
how long is the cloak?
Cloak size? Enough to fit
Yeah.
her?
It's like it's built made for an adult. It's like it's almost too big on Crystal because Crystal is not short but also not crazy tall.
5'8",
so
5'9".
Yeah, so it's like a tiny bit too big for Crystal, but they're one size fit all cloaks.
Yeah.
So it's a less than 5 foot,
Yeah.
or it's,
Yeah.
it's like 5. Okay.
No, it'd be like probably about 5 foot. Like there's a couple inches of ground clearance.
Okay.
The guard at this point is just walking up to Crystal, and 2 other guards are coming. It's like, all right, I am
how is
seizing
she-
the cloak now.
How is she wearing it?
She's like a cloak.
The person with a cloak.
Like,
Yeah, that's
Fuck
what,
it.
like it's got like a button thing on it.
Yeah, there's a
Yep,
clasp.
there's armholes.
She's currently holding onto the clasp.
So Crystal is not looking like she's going to give this up.
Crystal, you should maybe just. I mean, we can get a new one. I think. Can
We
get
cannot get a
one?
new one. This is for teachers.
But we can get a different. We can get a cooler one.
But I want
I
this
think.
one.
The other one's cooler though. I think.
What is
God
what
is now-
I-
I need. I have to try. Can I subtle spell minor illusion?
You can attempt anything.
You
but-
can do anything. Yeah, go for it. You can subtle spell minor illusion. What are you minor illusioning?
Yeah.
Another cloak.
Okay.
I just
Like,
wanna-
there's another cloak.
Like it's like
Okay.
an object, and I'm gonna like be pretending to hold it and be like, "You can have this cloak."
Roll a persuasion check against a robot.
I don't know what else to fucking do.
I want to try it, but
I'm gonna use
Kim, does that pass or fail?
Against what? Like her base
It's-
wisdom?
I don't know, Kim. It's your robot.
She doesn't have insight, so it'd be a wisdom check.
I don't think it needs to be a check. She has a physical cloak in her hand. She doesn't.
yeah.
She,
I mean, it's a magic cloak that doesn't exist. Of course, she doesn't
yeah,
see it.
she sees that this was literally manifested in front of her.
Yeah.
I love that this entire situation is stemming from the fact that Kim doesn't want to confront even her own robot that she fully
Yeah.
controls.
I was going
Yeah.
to say.
Because all you gotta do is just tell the robot to take the cloak off, but you just
I
keep
saying-
want to
asking.
make sure she's happy too. So I'm trying to make her happy.
I just need to confirm one
It's
detail. His
great.
name was Brett, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett, I really do strongly suggest that you just stop this. We'll turn around and go the other way. You stick with what you're doing, and I will attempt to cast suggestion.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
So-
It's just DC 14. I can't roll it on
Alright.
him, so
You get a god.
This is
So-
his fault.
So
Yeah, it
you're
is.
so he is currently approaching Crystal, reaching out to grab the cloak off the robot.
It's a wisdom
and
two
check,
I
other-
right?
just strongly word my suggestion at him.
I am faintly trying to tell Crystal to maybe give him the clover, like we can get something
As
better,
you
sort
start
of thing.
suggesting a spell, you see as all three guards, they seem to have a small little ring on their
Yeah,
hands, and
shouldn't
they
count
all
as
seem
well.
to glow. It's like, they're attempting to charm! Arrest the three of them!
Oh well.
That wasn't me, at least.
Arrest!
So are you gonna try and resist arrest because you are now being arrested?
I am just going to just basically like in a sort of like shriek of like that sort of thing, like oh god, then just kind of hide a little bit behind like Crystal, not resisting, but like what's happening sort of thing. Because like
You know
I probably didn't notice. Do we notice that the spell casting went off?
Oh, you guys probably wouldn't have stopped me. I know.
You saw the rings glow, like...
No, but do we notice like Farah's spell casting?
I mean, suggestion can be fairly subtle.
Suggestion is,
actually.
yeah, suggestion is probably one of the most subtle ways to cast a spell, but roll me an Arcana.
Cool.
Just to see how much you know of the suggestion spell. You don't know fucking dick about shit!
Oh, cold suggestion.
What's happening? I mean, like I just can't give it over. Crystal, give him the cloak. Crystal, give him the cloak. Crystal, give him the cloak.
Crystal
Crystal,
taking off the cloak
cloak.
while the three guards start pulling out manacles.
I mean, like, yeah, why manic? I mean, why
Oh,
so quickly?
I don't know if that's necessary.
Put your knees on the ground, hands up behind your back.
Huh?
Get on the ground, knees up,
Okay.
hands behind
Yep.
your back.
Done.
How many guards?
3.
Hmm.
Alright,
Okay,
Okay,
what's
something
happening?
even stupider.
There
One
are 3
sec.
guards here. While this happened, there's 3 guards.
I'm
2 of them
aware
are
there'd be
approaching
more.
with manacles. A third one is currently like pointing in like just into the distance.
You know what? Sounds great.
Farah, what's happening?
I don't
You know what?
what?
Here's what we'll do. You all start heading back, and I will pull out my packed weapon. They had nothing to do with this.
So you're drawing a weapon on the guards.
Yeah, sort of making it appear like I'm leaning on it, but yeah.
I'm already on my knees.
Yes, same.
Far, you may be a promising student at the school, but if you draw a weapon on us, you will be trialed as an adult.
I never said I was attacking. I'm just leaning on
You
it.
draw a weapon on us, it doesn't matter.
Did I draw it?
It physically.
Summoning and drawing is still drawing. Look, listen.
I
Just
don't
'cause
see
you
any
summoned it
paper.
doesn't mean you didn't draw the weapon.
And I'm simply asking that you let them go back to the school. I will deal with this, as it was my fault to bring them out.
You're all going back to the school. You're just going back to the school in the morning after spending a night in a cell
But
And then we're gonna have a nice
half of that
word.
is fine.
with a teacher. You're gonna be punished accordingly due to your actions.
Messages will be sent to your families and whoever is your guardian at the time.
So you don't notice the third guard who wasn't approaching you guys was just pointing off into the distance. From the direction he was pointing, you see like another 3 guards are now like moving, like jogging towards the area.
Ah, I see.
Mhm.
Everyone here can cast magic. He was just casting message to another
Yeah.
group of guards.
Now,
Don't worry about that part.
Final time. Knees down, arms up behind your back.
Already done.
Do what he says, Farah.
What
Well,
are you
it was a
doing? Why are
fun
you
night
doing?
while it
What are you-
lasted.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Hmm?
I thought
Does
you
this
said.
normally happen
What?
when you sneak out?
Have I been arrested before?
What?
You know what? You tell us.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, no,
this is your
I've likely
story.
been arrested before. Honestly, some of the guards might be familiar. I'm stubborn about this, but yeah.
If you have any familiar companions, please follow suit and tell them to do the same thing you are doing.
Look, I can go down, but unfortunately, this one just won't go anywhere. It's sort of stuck to my shoulder. So
So to speed this up, you're not resisting arrest.
no, I'm just being
No.
a pain in the ass.
So yeah, you can be a pain in the ass all you like, but the three of you are actually arrested. The guards escort you back towards the guardhouse where you were put into a cell. There's like four of these cells. They're not very small. The three of you are put in the one, well, the four of you with Crystal are put in the one together. And
Yay.
like opposite you is like a group of drunk people, like three drunk men who are like one of them passed out on the floor, another one is currently throwing up.
They all look hoity-toity.
Yeah.
One at a time, you're each taken out of the room to get full names, your next of kin, whoever's your guardian, etc. And you're basically getting interviewed for what happened, and they will be sending letters to both the school and whoever's in charge of you.
Yeah. So the church.
I don't like that.
You know what? Do you think they'd fall for it if I tried to give them the name of the missing person?
Go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. They
You are
given the name
digging
on, like,
holes.
Christ.
Alright, so you give them the name of the missing person?
That's my next of kin.
Yeah,
As
Genasi
you-
and the Fire Genasi and an Air Genasi. Shut up.
As you say that, they're like, just check our file and bring back the stuff for the church again.
You know me too well.
We don't want to see you every month here, Farah. Stop causing trouble.
Then just let us do the damn thing we're trying to do.
Come back with permission from a teacher, and we'll let you into the smoke district.
Fine.
So the night goes probably rather uneventfully from here, as the three of you are kept in a cell. You're brought. There is like 3 beds there. Like, there's 4. There's an extra one.
Yay.
You're asked if you wanted food, and if you did say yes, they bring you a small, a very modest portion of food. And the night comes and goes. And in the morning, when you awaken, there are 4 guards waiting to escort you back to the school.
I feel like I'm just like,
as you are taken up through the districts towards the school, this is the early morning when not a lot of people are out. You reach the gates, and as they open, standing at the gates, already waiting for you.
Here it is.
You know who's there.
Is it Marty?
So, dudes.
There's Marty, and there's also another teacher next to him.
I'm just gonna be tightly holding K.
Does it happen to be the Dragonborn that I'm good friends with?
It's Vost.
Yeah.
Looking very mad, but
Hey,
then
friend.
again, that's basically just the only look you kind of know on him.
Nah, he just gets a hey friend from me.
I like to
think-
imagine like a kid holding a teddy bear. I'm just like holding K like in front of me, just tightly.
Aww.
He's like, Marty looks like at the group and then looks towards Violet. He's like, Violet,
Yeah.
remember what I said last time we saw each other? Don't forget.
I'm very bad at remembering.
And that's why
What,
I
also, what
reminded
am I not
you.
forgetting? What am I not forgetting
Holds
again?
a piece of paper with written permission.
Yeah. What's the written permission?
To get into the smoke district.
Ah, yeah.
To no, it's not to get into smush. It's to conduct business outside the school
Yeah,
hours.
I did forget that.
And it
Can I
just
have that?
hands it to you. And Vost is like, "What did I say to not do last night?"
Mm,
I'm gonna add written permission to my inventory.
I gotta be honest, I was too busy dealing with some drunks in the cell to really remember what you said.
And you won't learn from it. But seriously, this time drawing a weapon at a guard.
Again, didn't draw it on the guard, I was leaning on it.
Don't argue semantics with me right now. It is far too early for me to be yelling at you.
Yeah, can we just get the usual spiel out of the way then?
As like he's about to start talking, you hear some footsteps coming from behind them. As you see an elderly Air Genasi wearing the blue robes and a red mantle on top. all three of you know this is the headmaster of the academy, Archie Nicola.
Oh, thank goodness he's not my dad in this.
Yeah, this one's not good.
Miss Cloud, again, we have to deal with this.
Before you go off at us, we do actually have some information for once. You gave us a task. I simply wanted to try and get a bit more head on it. If anything, these two had nothing to do with it. I simply wanted to get the information. We found something that might be a good working theory.
Archie looks at the lot of you. He turns to the guards that are there. You can return. We'll deal with these children.
I just will repeat. Farah is very confident in how she speaks about this stuff.
Yeah. Voss, you have a class in the morning. You can leave. And he's just like, fucking, alright. You've all got detention. I expect to see you after whatever this shit is done.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
Time of day is this?
Like,
Early.
5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, this is like the dawn. The doors have just opened to the town. You're not even awake yet. You're just...
Actually, Eunice might be because
Yeah,
he's
He would conduct his
guard training.
martial training very early in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to roll a perception check to just casually be outside and this
Yeah.
happening, just go
I want
for
to
it.
see if I see this fuck fest.
I
Yeah,
hope
I'm
you
okay
do.
with that.
You're like
You're-
you're present, but you're on your third lap of the entire campus like a ring, and
It's
you're
convenient
far
to run
too
by.
you're far too like in pace at the moment to care. You just see three teachers talking to three kids at the front of the gate with a bunch of guards. And you're like, well, someone's in trouble.
Yeah,
Just
like,
keep
"Ooh,
running
someone's
past.
Fucked up.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder who.
Like it's like you, Jonas, and like probably 5 or 6 other like martial students are like jogging together doing this thing, and then the rest of these 3 is being handed over from being arrested the night before.
And, like you hear behind her, it's like, what did I tell you? 2 gold. She did it again.
This honestly wouldn't be the first time you've passed in the morning to Farah being brought back to the campus at dawn.
Now you just
Half
know
the
her.
course.
You're like, oh, that's who it was.
Yeah.
As Archie looks at the guards, like bow and they start walking away, and Archie's like, I have business to attend to, Marty. If you can get this group together to discuss what they found, and give me a report when you've got more information. And he's like, will do, boss. and he's like starts floating up the stairs. And he's like, so you all got caught.
Fuck you.
You're damn right we did, Marlon.
Correct, Steve Rogers.
Well,
Oh, Marlon.
I've been doing that the whole time.
why don't you go, like, have a shower and all of that, and then meet up with the club around lunchtime? Yeah?
Sure, gives me time to inform the others of what my theory was.
Oh, you also have to write like this 1,000 times. He hands you like a piece of paper that says, I will not commit crime.
Isn't this the exact same thing I had to write the other week?
Maybe stop committing crimes.
I didn't commit a crime.
Drawing a weapon on a guard is a crime. Being outside of school after hours is a crime. Impersonating a
crime, it's
teacher is
against
a crime.
Well,
They're
that
all
wasn't a
crime.
crime. I was out there as an adult, not a student, so take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, I'm gonna go find Jonas and start wandering off.
What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna prepare myself and do my normal things until lunch.
I just like mentally, I like that if Farah walks off, Marty turns to Violet Agnes. He's like, heh, she's not gonna write those words.
How many times has she done this?
Farah, how many times have you done this?
This week?
Roll a d20.
1, 2. How many fingers have I got? More than that.
Brought back in come back early in the morning getting yelled at? A lot. Accompanying guards? Also a lot.
That's just the time she was
Oh.
taught.
I don't know. I love the fact that Farah is like the problem student. Everyone else is like, "Oh, we study super hard, but we're behind because we have too much focus." And then Farah's like, "I commit crimes."
Yeah, she can't
I
be
do
touched because
cry.
she's got church immunity.
Farah is getting answers, however. There is a difference. She gets answers, even if it's not the best way. She's just not intelligent. She's charming, but not intelligent.
You're lucky for that church immunity.
What church immunity? I don't know about that.
The only reason you're still a student here.
You're not wrong.
Completely correct.
So yeah, am I able to find Jonas? Or
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he's not like difficult. You see like a bunch of these like students are running laps around the thing. You've seen them all do this before. You just find a spot like you walk like 5 feet away and wait by the gates to wait for Jonas to finish another lap. The two of you like left with Marty are just like he's just staring at the three of you, laughs about this quip that he made and is like, well, I got a class, so you two don't get arrested again, okay?
I won't. I don't want to.
Unless you got the thrill of it. He walks up the stairs.
my concern Agnes might.
Agnes is like, what if I commit more crimes?
What happens if I do it but a second time?
Even though Agnes is the oldest member of the party, it's just like I just
She
feel like
is?
you're all a bad influence on her.
Is she?
No,
I don't know, I
Agnes is
assume she
Agnes
is.
is actual 16. Like a 16-year-old. No.
Okay, so never mind. Agnes is like a baby.
Yeah.
I think I'm the
Yeah.
oldest.
Who I gave alcohol to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Yes,
This is the
you're not a good person in
1500.
this
This is the
circumstance.
1500s. You
no
can
one
drink
in the
wine
bar
at 10.
questioned me being there.
Like, okay, real life, drink responsibly. Fantasy video game land, you're 10. You can drink.
Yeah.
It's already happened before.
This is like a mix of like America and France. That's Ghislaine. So you know the drinking age is either 21 or 7 months old.
They're
We'll
born.
average it around a 10.
They're,
Or you're Greek.
Scotland and
they're
Ireland.
born with a cigarette and a glass of wine. So yeah, Violet's just like, sluggishly, slumpily walks up the stairs back to
Yeah.
her room, entirely
Like,
embarrassed
she
by the
genuinely
situation.
feels like embarrassed and like that she's like kind of at fault here. Like she's the one who did this. Like she went out there. Like, and then she's also thinking like, fuck, this is going back home. Like this is not good for her.
Crystal is imitating you almost exactly, a little more stiff because she's a robot, but is also just slump, head forward, dragging your feet across the stairs. So you're like, and now they're just like across the pavement.
It means nothing to me, that sound.
Kay
I think
is a
Kay's-
gremlin
Kay's in my
child.
arms. Kay's
Kale's
in my arms.
Kale's a gremlin child, pretending to be the angel on the shoulder and the devil on the other. And then just going between the two of them. And just in your head is like, you should not do that again. It's like, or more crime.
She no mirror image.
No, this conversation's
No.
in my head.
Yeah, no, she literally is floating on either side and going back and forth, slightly changing her appearance doing so.
And it's like different time periods. Like it's not exactly like 5 seconds on one side, 5 seconds on the other. It's like almost like a sentence on one side and a different like shorter sentence on the other side. Like it's almost like an actual conversation is happening in her mind, and she's been like mentally controlled to go to each side.
What's Agnes doing?
Yeah, Agnes is just kind of like, oh, that happens. She's like, is that it? Okay, and then does like.
That isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's like, I thought that was gonna be scarier. And then, like, does her normal, like, morning stuff of, like, breakfast, shower.
Okay. Jonas,
Then trying to find the others.
Jonas, you finish your 5th lap of the circuit out of the 10 you need to do in the morning. As you see Farah leaning up against a pole, looking cool and aloof, like she didn't commit a crime.
Cape,
Because
jacket
she doesn't
billowing.
think she did.
This jacket billowing, waiting.
Jonas finishes running up and does that jog on the spot where you're still moving everything, but your body's starting to cool down. And I never realized it was you that was always at the front gate at this time of day.
Oh, it's just some good morning greeting.
Alternate reality
No.
where it's the guards just like, don't be late for school, Farah, you silly little guy.
You rapscallion.
On the good
You.
news, we have some stuff to discuss. A theory I have.
Yeah, cool. I'm more interested in why you and a bunch of other. Wait, didn't you all go out?
Yeah.
So that was everyone. Did you get? What did you do? What happened?
Well, nothing really. I mean, I gave drink to Agnes, but that's about it.
She's,
They danced. It was actually
get over it.
very cute.
no, the reason why you were escorted back.
Oh, that. Well,
Depends on
honestly, I
what's
don't know. I think it was just they wanted to give us a nice escort. They thought we were in trouble.
Farah, I don't have to roll an insight check to like see your bullshit right now.
And I don't have to give you an actual answer.
No, you don't. But it would be polite.
We just got arrested, that's all.
Yeah, I don't care the result. I care the reason.
Oh, we tried to go into Smoke District and we forgot our pass. Well, Violet forgot her pass.
Why didn't you just sneak in through the sewers? They're connected at the bottom.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Well, we did also have, Crystal and Kai with us, so I don't know if they would rust up down there.
You took the fucking cloak out with you? Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, Crystal wouldn't let that go.
Alright,
Also,
I'm going to the showers.
I'm also going to point out the cloak was given to Vosterhagen when you got back, so you don't have that cloak anymore.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
No loss to me. Anyway,
What if
see
we
you in a bit.
heist it?
I found out some stuff as well, but I'll say it when we're around the whole group and he starts jogging to the showers to get ready.
Mhm.
He says to himself he'll finish the rest of the laps before he goes to bed.
With that, I guess Farah will then go off to find the final part of their group, Anaya. Although I imagine she's just resting, so she's probably going to be the one that shows up correctly.
Nair's currently in the canteen eating breakfast, making sure that Mr. Fluffles isn't getting stuck to anything.
I guess I will just inform her whether she actually
Mr.
would
Bubbles,
respond to me
how'd
or
you
not.
get on the roof?
That we're back and we're just going to meet up at the club at 12. I think that was the time Marlon said.
Sure.
Yep.
Why not?
And then I will go figure out what I'm doing for the remainder of the day because, as far as I know, it's still technically holidays at this school.
Okay.
Yes, the morning passes. You guys get ready for your stuff. Jonas, you you do your normal training routine. Violet, Agnes, and Farah. Well, Violet and Agnes probably, do their morning stuff a little later than normal. Get dressed, change. Farah, this is just your morning routine. You knew exactly what to do.
I'm literally just planning how to remember to use the sewers next time.
Noon comes. You guys start heading towards the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
When you get there, Marty's already there waiting for you, this time being early.
Oh. Hey, Marlon.
Sup?
Not much. You?
I've determined that you're never gonna call me by my name, so I've given up correcting you.
Whatever you say, Marty.
just,
And
This
Farah will go
bitch.
sit.
just sits there, like, waiting for everyone else to show up.
I will say, Farah is actually excited to get the group together to share this information for once.
Agnes will probably show up shortly after.
Farah has friends now.
Farah's a free elf.
Okay. I'm sorry if I'm turning her into a bitch.
You will appreciate, you will eventually meet up. And, yeah.
I do appreciate that,
Discuss.
thank you.
Why?
Okay, I have a quick question.
Because you're
Yo.
a noob.
I swear I wrote something down. Might not have. But about the notes I went over at the end of last session.
But you
Can't
didn't
remember what
actually
it's
write it
about.
down?
I don't think I did because there was technically the information didn't exist yet.
10 out of 10.
This is
I'm
why
not
you
entirely
should
sure.
rewatch every VOD and make page-long notes.
No, I'm good, thanks.
If I remember correctly, you were going through all the information that you found from the notes you recovered,
Mhm.
trying to copy down a specific section, trying to memorize a certain section of
Yeah,
it.
I was
so you
trying to
could...
memorize the last paragraph for like an objection scenario. But I'm
Fair
trying to
enough.
remember what the information actually was about.
It was illegal like magic formulae that help like the idea of creating cockatrices or other such chimera and manticore-esque creatures. Not enough to do it yourself, but like that kind of information.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Okay, I would have, because we had like a stack of papers about it. Yes.
Yeah, you got a
Just, like,
small
one piece of
notebook
paper. Yeah.
worth of information.
I would have ripped like a page out of that book, kept that book in my room, so the binder's not recognizable, and I'd take the page around with me, and whenever viable, I'd just take brief glances at people's handwriting to try and compare.
Okay.
Fair enough. So you carry around, you kind of like trying to compare it with like handwriting you see to see if it's close matching.
Mhm.
Okay.
This way, find out was someone in the actual main party.
Wasn't me.
It was Farah all no.
No, I mean
It was
the
not
other
me
party.
this time.
It's the cat.
It's always the cat.
It would be the cat.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
The
Was
cat
not-
turns into a full adult man. You've got me. How dare? No. So you said
It's either the cat or it's Marty. Like the only two options.
yeah. It's noon. You guys are met up in the classroom. What are you doing?
Okay. Everyone's here?
Sure.
Basically.
Okay, team huddle. As far will walk to the front. And
Agnes
sort of-
gets really close to you
Yeah, I don't know.
and
Jonas-
and puts an arm around your waist.
As the cat is now stuck to Agnes.
fine.
Jonas smirks, looking at you all. He's like, "Oh, I don't know. You guys are felons. What if
Get
you
in
might?"
here.
He
Like,
walks over and he stands there. He doesn't lean in or anything. He just stands there
But-
with his arms
Okay.
crossed.
So
The head like
just-
droops
just
a little bit
between
after
us.
hearing that. Just like, oh.
Okay, roll in.
Yeah?
Okay, so just between us, we have two things we need to do now. First off, as a group, we need to share our information. Secondly,
Mhm.
we also need to now go steal from Voss.
Wait,
I'm
what?
sorry. Huge fucking no.
Hi, he's friendly. We can just go ask.
No.
Are we talking
Fine,
about
we'll
the
ask
same
Marty. We'll
person?
worry about that later. Anyway.
Marty's
So,
not
Marty in
there.
the room with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marty's at the desk currently.
Also, you said you moved to the front.
yeah.
He's
So
already
he's
heard
right
this
there.
conversation. He's
Where
a
Marty
divination
is.
wizard.
Do you
Oh, yeah,
really
sorry.
think Farah cares if he hears?
Actually, fair.
We could just ask. He's right.
Okay, okay.
Just like leans over to look at Marty.
Oh, one sec. And yeah, no, with that note, actually, you've got a good point. Marlon, do you want to be part of this circle?
If you want me to, I don't mind.
Okay, you stay there, and I will try to convince this group of circle to move around his desk.
Agnes begins shuffling.
Yep.
Jonas just walks.
I'd
Right,
probably
right.
Just
So,
walk.
group huddle. Which of us wants to share information first? Because you said you had some too, Eunice, yeah?
I'd like to share something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to share that I probably shouldn't trust you anymore.
Well, you had a good time, didn't you? You two looked very cute dancing.
Ah, thanks.
I prefer not to trust you anymore.
Oh, don't worry about that. You had a good time. That's what matters. You gotta learn to live a little. Like Crystal. She was having a great time by the looks of it.
She didn't get
They
her stuff
confiscated
anywhere.
my cloak.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later. That's plan B. Right, so you're here as well, Marty. Morty? Merlin. You're here as well, Merlin.
Yes.
I know you're doing this on purpose, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the information I have is a bit of a theory, yeah? So, what if this isn't the first transmutation mage?
Okay, before we get onto this, seeing as we're sharing information, what did you do?
Nothing.
We went to a bar.
She put a sword on the guard.
Didn't pull
Yeah.
a sword.
Oh.
I told you, I was
okay.
leaning
And then
on
he
a
folds his
staff.
arms and leans back a
We were
bit.
trying to get into the smoke district, and there was these guys that wouldn't let us.
Again, this is
Although
why.
Jonas did give us a good idea. We got to try the sewers next time.
Again, this is why I don't trust her anymore.
You're not concerned about the fact Jonas knows this?
No.
Anyway. Aware that Marty overheard that.
Jonas coyly sticks his tongue out at Farah.
So, my theory, right? Yeah? And I'll start, sort of placing things on Marty's desk.
Go, it's quite empty. He doesn't seem to bring a lot for this. He's it's got
So-
he's got a book.
He
a
knew
s-
Farah was gonna use the desk.
He's
I
got
noted down some stuff last night. And I flipped to the wrong page first. This is the sports ball tournament. I think we should enter as a team once this is over. We got a couple weeks to solve this. I figured you'd all be down.
I believe tryouts are already finished for the sports ball team.
Well, shit. We can verse the school. It'll be fine.
Are you
But they're
thinking
also-
of this time period or the future time period of where you already thought about?
Also, have you seen some of the
There are
teams in
multiple
there?
types.
Do you really think you could beat some of those people? There's
Trust
a lot
me,
of people
sports
there.
ball isn't just a game of physical, stuff. It's about how well you can move.
I
If
have
you're
seen
fast,
some
you
of the
don't have an
people.
advantage.
I have seen some of the people there. They are very physical.
I'm just looking up Violet up and down right now. She's not very dexterous or strength based, yeah?
She's a +1 strength, +2 dex, actually,
You're actually the same as me then, so
and a +2 con.
that's fine. You've actually got higher con, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Right. Next page. So this person here, Magna Christ. Christ?
Who?
First off, I may have told the police that she is my next of kin, but they may have ignored that. Secondly, she was an Earth Genasi that went missing about 3 months ago. She seemed to be a transmutation mage from Illwell, and my theory is that what if the one we're after isn't the first one to go? Because transmutation magic would be used to turn those people into statues, right?
I thought we thought the transmutation teacher was the one doing it.
What
Which
if
is why-
they were killed?
Then there would be someone replacing them here.
Well, these are all theories at the end of the day. You don't have to trust it. The point is, I'm saying she might not be the first one involved in this. Or he. We don't actually know the gender of the one from the school.
That does bear an interesting thought.
The point is,
chain of
this is
thought
an
that-
Earth Genasi that was a transmutation mage from Illowell. I don't think they match the description of any teachers we've had here, but they went missing about 3 months ago, which would be enough time for, say, a cape to change color.
1 second, quick thing that I want to ask just in general. When it says they're from Illowell, is that where they went missing?
The report came from Illowell.
Yeah. I feel like we're a
You can point out
little.
flaws, that's fine.
I feel like we're a little bit off if we're starting at someone from Illowell. Does the Emerson Empire? It's a little bit too far.
And outside our jurisdiction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can even. There's no way we can even leave. I mean,
Point
could
is,
we?
a theory is a theory.
Is the water up or down? I think the water's down actually. Huh?
I'm simply just saying that the theory points out that this might not be the only person, transmutation-wise. There could be people in a cult.
I feel like we're stretching.
And you're telling me magic isn't a stretch?
I mean, there's formulas.
No, it's a gesture.
I mean,
That's what somatic means.
Look, this is the best information we could get last night. I had another place we could have asked, but we couldn't get there.
And Sionis, it's like, anything useful?
Yeah, so I have some unstretched evidence, and
Fucking shade thrown.
Alright, I have some real evidence.
Now that we're done with this fucking stupid bullshit.
With some primary sources.
So while you guys were fucking around doing shit, I was actually working, and he pulls out the
I'm sorry.
the sheet of paper that he's torn out of the book out of the book. So we retrieved the book that had a bunch of information in it. This is just a random page I pulled out that he starts folding and tearing. To how many of us are there? 6, 7. I guess if Marty wants to participate, and he hands them off to everyone. So if you can attempt to compare this handwriting to whoever's, I don't know, you guess you happen to notice, or when you guys go to your classes with the teachers, it might lead us in the right direction. And the contents of the notebook was mostly not directions, but recordings of their attempts at creating the monsters that we've seen and everything. Anyone who notices when he says monsters, his eyes like glance over at Crystal.
Oh.
Doesn't say anything, but
You want us to compare handwriting?
you can do what you want, but I want this extra credit.
No, I'm just making sure the task is clear. What you want us to help with in this particular part?
I think it would be a good place to go from.
All right, Queen, let's do this, and we'll actively just try to get straight onto this.
All right, so you just leave.
Not
you just straight walk out?
looking over what was handed out.
Okay, yeah, it's just sections of notes, like he handed out. So it's just a random collection of like pages with just various combinations of like alchemical formulae and magical notes mixed in with like personal scribbles and scratchings along the margins. You get a decent variety of handwriting. You hope from one source.
You also
I'm
do
hoping
write down
that
random
there's such small amounts that there's not enough sensitive information on it that if you get caught or if a teacher catches you with it, that there are going to be some real questions. That's like my goal with it.
Oh, actually, I do have one part compared to what we had going on. Should we try and get the thing back? Crystal seemed to like it.
I don't want to get in trouble again. Please.
No, look. I look at Marty. Marty, is there anything you can do on that one, or do I have to go deal with Voss?
I mean, why?
It could lead to something. We don't know.
I'll see what I can do.
It's appreciated. I will try to remember to use your actual name now.
I didn't mind either way.
Actually, I should probably just get Crystal a cloak. No, I'm gonna go do that. I
I
think.
think Krista just liked having a cloak.
I'm gonna get her a cloak.
Very well. I'm gonna go scan the. We have a library, right? That's where they went before.
There is a very big library.
There's a
Cool.
good library here.
I don't know
It's a
where to.
school.
Yeah, I don't know where to look specifically for you, Jonas, but I'm gonna go see what I can find. And
I'll be around. I have to go do something outside of the academy for
yeah,
about
something tells
half
me
an hour.
Voss isn't gonna let me out for the next day or so.
You need a
Experience
flip phone, I have
speaks.
one.
You
I now
still
have
sneak
a...
out anyway. I don't see what difference it
Yeah.
makes.
Yeah.
Does it matter if Voss won't let you? You seem to do it anyway.
I mean, sometimes I get a pass. It's just not very often. I don't know why I'm asking Voss. I could just ask Marty. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to the library.
Wait, before everyone leaves, I also have important information.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
School holidays are almost done. Make sure you do all your homework. There, I've done my teaching for the day. Get some. Leaves.
I was going to write stuff down, and then he said that.
How much overdue homework do I have?
Did we have homework?
That depends on how much you want to do. Agnes, you do not have homework. You finished all your homework. You lack homework.
Cool.
I hope I've done most of it in my memory.
Does this particular homework apply to Jonas?
Yeah.
Like, given you're a martial student and your military like training, you probably also did your homework studiously, like you were instructed to do. Honestly, out of this group, the only people who I'd consider probably not having done their homework would be Violet, because she's easily distracted, Farah, because she's a troublemaker, and Mim's character, because they're also easily distracted.
I'd like to
I
believe.
like to imagine I did a bit of it, stopped for like the day, did like a majority of it the next day, and still haven't finished it.
I'd like to believe Farah does practical stuff. Practical homework, just not
you
the,
did
written.
all the practical. You haven't done a single bit of the theory.
Yeah,
Arson is
like
practical.
casting suggestion on a guard. Real practical.
That's practical training, isn't it?
Imagine having second level slots.
Also, how do you know that, Jonas?
Couldn't be me. Oh,
I
that's me,
told him.
Jeremy, the player.
I'm Marty. I know everything that happened.
I'm a divination wizard.
Oh
I
no,
know
he
all.
knows.
Did you know
told
suggestion
him.
is in fact an illegal spell? You probably shouldn't be casting that on guards.
You're
Yep.
right. I should be
Yeah.
casting it on teachers instead.
Trying
trying
to
to
do it.
cast it here.
Friends cantrip.
And I mutter the words without actually casting it. I suggest I go do this work.
Oh wow, self-cast. That's really weird.
Oh, that would be really weird. That's a good
Holy
way
shit,
to
they
get you
could
to do what you don't want to do.
Actually, I might need that. Can I learn that?
It's
Can
a
you
special
cast
sorcery
suggestion on
thing,
yourself?
self-cast. No.
Suggest I go clean the dishes.
I suggest I finish my homework.
You all suggest to do chores and leave the room.
You know, with Farah's intelligence, I'm sure she could cast it on herself and think she did.
Damn it, I can't.
And we'll give you this time, break time, to think about where you're gonna do this thing you're going to do.
Cool, I'm gonna get food.
Fair.
I'm probably just gonna use the down, like a little bit of downtime while she's doing that.
And what is Sam doing?
Good question. Probably while Farah's doing that, I'm just gonna do classes. Fuck that. Be a good student.
I love how like it's like this group is so great. It's such a mix of personalities.
Also, Farah's actually going to the library, just in case you were wondering. That was legit what she was doing.
Oh good.
God, it's amazing though. It gets better by the second.
I never thought I'd be playing a character that is like the typical good character. Like, effectively, I'm playing the paladin.
Well, you are a master fighter, so it kind of makes sense.
You want to get good grades, so you can graduate and go to and become an officer rather than becoming like a shitty basic soldier.
Yeah.
See, you know, I do want to get good grades, but it means like, you know, I can delay it a little bit, just you know.
Also robots.
No, you
Yeah,
can't. You
we're-
can't delay it.
I could delay it just
This-
like by a day.
This is the last year to delay it.
I could delay it. Like if I just push it off until last second and do it, it's fine, right?
That's how you.
I mean-
that's how you got in the situation.
I don't want to think about what comes next right now. I want to think about the now, please. Let me think about. Yeah, think about the now. I don't need to think about the future. I mean, you know, that's not important.
Definitely don't think about the past.
No, never. The present, and only the present. Like this present I just got. It's a cupcake.
Cupcake.
Cake. I'm gonna go to the toilet quick.
When it's okay. I'll say it again when I get back. But when you think about like what you want to do for the day, yeah, think of what you want to do for the day. Cause
Are we allowed?
Hmm?
Are we allowed to leave the school grounds during the day?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's just that there's a curfew for nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just at nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay, just
It's like a
making sure.
boarding school, but you can leave during the day.
It's like you know Harry Potter. They go down to the town during the day every so often. That shitty one.
Hogsmeade.
Something. Sure, why not?
Didn't they need permission slips from their parents? And that was like only like. It was like a field trip.
Yeah, but that was.
But they
because
had
the
to be
town
at least
was,
like year 4.
Yeah. Also, that town was like down. Like oh, you had to walk there. This is literally like you walk out of the gate and you're in the city.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are guards and like people there, and you know you can be arrested if you do bad things.
Do you promise?
What kind of bad things?
Maybe drawing a weapon on a guard, stealing a teacher's uniform, impersonating a teacher, casting mind-altering spells on the guards. Things that would be classified as, illegal.
Nah.
I'm looking at some shiny math rocks, and they're very expensive shiny math rocks.
Yes. Oh, are they the glass ones?
They're from Everything Dice. They're like $80 a pop, but they look great.
Do they like have all the colors of the rainbow in a clear one? 'Cause I
Yeah,
think they're glass
I think
ones.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're the glass ones. I think I got a set of them for Mim. That instead of the Nat 20, Nat 1, it was like Owo and Uwu.
Oh god.
Yeah, those are adorable. I want that.
There's one that was like a rainbow one that's 100. It was like it had a Triforce on it, and I'm like, oof.
That's
Me like you.
There's some good like fancy like shiny like professional ones which are like so expensive, and I really want. Colors alone just made me go, yes, please.
I want a leather-bound notebook for D&D. The one that I've got for my homebrew game is like so bad, like a page gets ripped out every day, and I'm like, no, I need this. Get back to your home.
Notebook.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think of doing physical notes.
There's something satisfying, especially in a player, about writing physical notes.
There is something extremely satisfying about it. I am terrible at writing.
You write
Oh,
paragraphs, I write dot points about significant events that I need to
I
remember.
can't do notes. I try hard and then it just stops happening.
I said to myself I wasn't going to do notes for this shit, but what I meant by that was I'm still going to write notes in session, I'm just not going to do it out of session. But I still write a bit.
I take notes when I can. I used to do it for Waterdeep, but I just remember better in Waterdeep. So it's like I've got a pretty decent memory when it comes to like stuff that's happened, so I don't necessarily look at notes.
What's
For
Waterdeep?
that.
Waterdeep has shown me that I can't. Like, if I don't have this shit written down in like a month's time, I'm gonna forget it.
But
Yeah, you don't need notes in Waterdeep.
but
Not
my
fake it enough.
the homebrew game I play plays every we try to play every 2 weeks, but sometimes we go 6 months without a play. So I write down as much as I can in session in case we come one of those. Supposed to play it tomorrow. It's not happening, but I also have work tomorrow. So lucky.
You got another Waterdeep?
No, you're what I do.
Isn't what's it called tomorrow? Lyria? Wait, no. What
No,
day is
Lyria
it?
is Sunday.
There is
Friday,
Sunday,
my
but
guy.
I have a homebrew
Friday.
game.
Right.
I have an RL game.
Dude, I've been
Yes.
invited.
You were invited.
I was invited.
It's only like a $200 plane ticket plus 8 hours of
Ah.
travel, 10 hours of travel.
That's not coming back.
No, that's 10 hours.
No,
Then,
$200 ain't coming back.
Oh, well
So
then.
I don't have any clue how much Darian said before I walked off, but yes, I like the party dynamic.
The party dynamic is fun.
Stupid.
You'll need to stop being so serious.
Most of them
No.
are failing.
Yeah.
You just pulled your weapon on someone that I more or less want to become.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, you cast the legal magic. Thank fuck I rolled a 1. Otherwise, I would have been fucking scolding the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie. When we say Farah has religious immunity, you actually do. Like the things that Farah does would have gotten her kicked out of school if you weren't the
Easily.
particular type of caster you are.
And she's not even aware of it.
Yeah, like you're entirely here because you're sponsored by the church to go to this class, go to the school.
The church is like, listen, in any other person, yes, you should do this, but this person is supposed to lead a nation of people in some faith. You might want to teach some manners
We're
into her.
fucked.
Look, I also get the slightest feeling the church really just doesn't want to deal with Farah.
Probably.
If she has to lead people, we're fucked.
Look, the Comatians are an interesting church.
It's a whole thing of like, remember that in this world, like there are no clerics. There are almost no clerics. Like anyone
Yeah.
creating pacts or things with like celestials of any form is kind of a big deal. So you get a lot of leeway, at least in the areas that,
Not
that your
devils. That's
church
not a big
has.
deal.
That'd be a different type of deal.
Look, just let me
It
enjoy my
is a
pack.
deal.
But I'm
I like
Tish.
she's great.
But yeah, like there's you get some leeway, especially in areas the church has pull, and the school is somewhere the church would have. Ghislaine, the church has some pull because it's a major city and a major church.
I want to quickly step
hello.
away from the D&D chat just because I keep remembering and don't forget to bring it up. Fucking Persona's coming to PC. I'm so goddamn hyped. It is fucking
actually get
good
when that
times.
happens.
Maybe I'll have a chance to actually play Persona 3.
I want to play 1 and 2 because I want to fight Hitler.
Excuse me, what?
In Persona 2,
You
you fight
heard him.
Hitler.
Yeah.
He has sunglasses. It's so fucking cool.
Hitler has sunglasses.
Yeah.
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 Why not? I've heard worse things.
You know, one day Queen will respond to fire properly, and it's gonna blow her mind.
Holy shit, you talk?
Yeah, Queen will actually say something to you for once, because instead of just like, because when Queen says core, it's like she makes a crow noise, but then in a perfectly like human, almost like a voice, just says the word core in your mind.
What was that? What dice?
I
Those
hope
dice.
the first time she actually speaks to you, it's like an oracle level prophecy.
No,
Hello, and on the 5th
I genuinely think we just telling Fire to just fucking do this.
Yeah, it's either that or just like something along the lines of piss off.
Still, there's Hitler with glasses.
I wish it was a joke. It's not.
No.
It's not. I don't know what they're thinking, but they're thinking.
I mean,
They're
there's no
thinking
way.
you can fight Hitler.
Look, he's the bad guy. You have to fight him.
Look, if Wolfenstein can do it, why can't Persona?
Don't forget Dragon Ball Z.
Where's
Dragon
the
Ball Z
game
did
where
it.
you can fight Jesus?
That's called Shift. No.
Lucius.
Binding of Isaac.
Lucius. He plays the Antichrist.
You don't fight Jesus. You just fight yourself.
I mean, there's Fight of the Gods, which has got Jesus.
I
versus
mean,
Moses, if you really want.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Smite to like commit blasphemy and have Jesus as the healer.
Jesus isn't the healer. He's
Jesus
DPS,
is
Paul.
clearly.
There's actually a game out there where you play as Jesus fighting off Satan.
No, he has to be. He has to be like a DPS support. Surely, like a sub DPS.
Why would Jesus be a sub DPS?
Jesus has killed no people. He's like his KDA is 0-0-20 0-1-20. That's just fucking KDA.
Wasn't he killed twice though?
You know what? You're right.
Transmutation
0-2-20.
just turns food into other kinds of food.
Yeah, that's sub DPS. That helps. It's like buffing.
Jesus support. No, see, the only reason I would accept Jesus as anything but a support is because he's a carpenter. So clearly he's a swole tradie, and he just
Yes.
goes around hitting people with fucking planks of wood and hammers.
Yeah, that's a sub DPS in my heart.
Also, he has to have an ability called Turn the Other Cheek, which is a self heal.
No, the self heal's got to be. He's got like a glass of water, turns into wine, he drinks it, right?
He also has the
I was
ability to know if someone's evil, and he just goes, Judas.
That's a passive.
You betray me with a kiss.
Judas.
You show me
Turn
a big ol' kiss?
Okay, Turn the Other Cheek though could be a passive, which is if you get hit by somebody, you then take additional damage from the next hit they deal, but then they gain basically vulnerability against you, so you deal more damage to them.
His ult is
And
Passion of the Christ.
Oh yeah. Now his ult
He's
is
got a
the
thing where he dies, he comes back for one turn, right? And then if he dies again, he's dead.
Yeah, and he
Nah.
doesn't. No, if he dies, he comes back 3 days.
Or if he puts, what if his ultimate is he puts other people on the cross?
That's amazing. See, I was thinking
Jesus
his ult
is
is
back.
just called the Last Supper.
Wasn't it like a Devil May
12-year
Cry
apostle
game or
to show up
something
and
where
beat
you
the shit out of
wielded
them?
like a huge cross?
You could. I've never played a DMC.
So you don't know.
I don't think it was in Dante's Inferno or something.
Yeah, it might have been that.
I don't remember. Dante's
That's
Inferno is a
cool.
weird fucking game.
It's a weird fucking game.
I'll do a Freddy check, even though I think everyone's here.
Oh,
That's got a new game on Steam. It's sort of
I've already thought of the
Slow
perfect question to
ass.
ask whoever's in charge of the library. It's gonna be great.
Dear
You ever played
librarian,
Castlevania?
No, no, no. I'll ask it in a bit.
I've
You
never
like
played Castlevania.
Castlevania, don't you?
Castlevania, no. It seems like a game I might enjoy.
Holy shit! I thought about an
I
idea.
played Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
That's a fucking fun game.
Yeah, it is.
I love Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Never beat it, but I love playing it.
That
It's.
part where there's just suddenly zombies is great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a tough game at the end.
I've got that on Steam. I've been fanging to play that game on stream and finish it. There's so many games I want to play on stream. Fucking Digimon Survives next month. I'm happy. That's like Digimon
Isn't it
plus plus
I've heard it's plus
Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Dating Sim is gonna be great.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Sorry, did you say Digimon and dating sim in the same
That sounds
sentence?
fun.
Yeah.
Well, visual
And
novel.
Fire Emblem.
Listen, when I say dating sim, I mean visual novel.
You gotta be specific.
Nah, same difference.
Okay.
I want to play Hustle Cat. Me and Darren have to play Hustle Cat in the street. It's so
A Fire Emblem
good.
Digimon sounds awesome though.
So I think we're all back.
We are all.
Is that permadeath?
Don't know. I'll find out when I get it.
Seen the new game Stray that's gonna come out? You play as just a
You play
fucking
as a
cat. It looks a lot of fun.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. When is
A
that?
while
When
ago.
is that coming out? Yeah, I saw it.
I think it's like next month or something.
Oh.
Sweet.
I just don't want the cat to get hurt.
Well, that depends on
But
how
you're
well
the
you
one
play.
playing the cat, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
just
bad
play
at
it.
games though.
Don't be a bad
Rob.
gamer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
just
better,
be good.
bitch.
The last
Just
You're
by the
asking
end
too
of
much
this
of me.
campaign, I can meet that Earth Genasi that went missing for
Yeah,
the hell of it.
19th
Darren-
of July.
And the last jumping
Sweet.
back into game question is: do you all want the cat in new Pokemon to be bipedal or not bipedal? Because the answer
I
for
don't
me
care.
is I don't give a shit. It's Pokemon.
I just
Oh,
want it to be a
let's
weed cat. I want
Look,
a weed
I
cat.
just don't want another fucking, what is it called, Toro cat or whatever.
No,
That's
give
all I
me,
care about.
give me more Incineroar. Give me green
That one,
Incineroar. That's all I want.
And then like 3 generations from now, blue it's
Or like I don't care if it happens because I'm on the shit person side. I want other people to be upset. It's like, you don't want Incineroar? Fuck you. I want Incineroar. Give me a
Realistically,
What?
I gotta be honest, I don't even think I'll bother using it, but
Why am I
I'll
friends
probably
with you?
get my starter and then get rid of it ASAP. None of them interesting.
Lechonk or nothing.
You don't.
I
you-
want the olive.
Yeah.
Listen, Smoliv is good. Listen, I always start green, but you telling me you can look at Flare Coco Sam and go, that is not a good boy?
Oh, I'm just saying, Quaxley's a fucking duck, and I just don't care beyond that.
It's a JoJo
You're
duck.
blind.
Alright, let's start.
I don't like JoJo's.
Oh my god, in this channel?
No, this is just common
Disrespectful.
knowledge.
No, I agree. Just, if you like JoJo's, keep it to yourself.
Clearly, you're not a fan of Christianity then.
JoJo
no.
is the
No,
greatest
I'm not.
Christian.
How'd you know?
Alright. I want everyone roll initiative. We'll see what we're
Oh,
doing
let's
here.
go.
Oh.
Fuck
Uh,
yeah.
And in general, remember,
Aw.
when you're telling us what you're doing, it's going to be for a full day.
Yeah.
You can be broad with what you want to do during the day, but not too broad. So like,
As I said,
if you
I
like,
don't think Tara's gonna be allowed off campus for a day or two.
if you
know.
say I'm gonna go ask teachers, you can ask as many teachers as you want, sort of deal. But like, that's your activity for the day because time should be passing, and just having you on like 2 days and solving this case in 2 days is unrealistic. Unless. All right,
Oh.
Violet, starting off with you. What are you doing?
I feel like probably initially I'd stick with the suggestion that Jonas had, and I'd probably want to like just during classes just see if I can like a little bit extra like study on this text myself just to get the sort of handwriting down and just kind of like through teachers that I go through at least just to see if there's like any rough resemblance. Besides that though, I don't really see her doing too much. Besides that,
With this general school of thought,
yeah.
this is for everyone. If you're doing this, there's not really like a forensics handwriting thing.
Yeah.
You can have a look at someone's handwriting style and maybe get a quirk or two, but you're not going to be able to be like, this
Bingo,
is
yeah.
this person's thing. None of you are rogues that are trained in this calligrapher's tools, so it's very basic from what you can
Plus
determine.
identify on the paper and I know who made it.
No, you just know how old it is.
Ah, fuck.
And if it has modified memory cast on it.
Actually, that's probably a good question. How old is this paper actually?
Who casting identifier?
Yeah, I'll identify on it. At some point during the day, I probably was like, how
Probably
old is this book?
around a year and a half.
Cool. I cast identify specifically on the ink. How old's the ink?
A year and a half.
Thank you. That's what I know.
The ink actually gets younger the further down the page you go.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
what I
it's
needed.
like 1.100 for the first line, and there's 1.120 at the end.
Well, the very
No,
end, I didn't know.
1.08.
Okay, thank you.
It got older the
Happy now.
further down you got because it's a backwards book.
Fucking I meant to go from right to left.
He went from left to right, up to down, down to up. That's how he read
Okay, I get. I'll cast Identify again, and I'll do it that.
it. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So you go look for other people. Perception, Darian. What are you thinking here?
What's Violet doing again? I got lost in all that bullshit.
She's looking at she's being a forensic. She's looking, trying to remember what the writing looks like, and then seeing teachers and seeing the handwriting.
It was a suggestion that was given, so she's gonna go for it.
So where are you going to be looking? Are you going to be going into teachers' classrooms, or are you going to be like just looking over people's shoulders while they're studying? Are you going to be going into like breaking into like teachers' offices? How are you going to? Yeah, exactly.
So it's gonna be sort of a thing like going through, I think, study with like teachers that she knows pretty well, and like going for like asking a few questions, probably more specifically related to the homework as well, because like she's got like bits that she hasn't done. She'd probably use that as like sort of little guys to kind of just see what their rough writing is, and then like just throughout the day, like in her classes, she'll just kind of like see if there's like any sort of quirk or whatever that she picks up from her teachers that she normally has.
Should have given those to teachers, huh?
Should have.
I was just trying to see if we should give them a list of teachers, see who they can visit.
Why not?
Yeah.
I know the one. I'm
just writing our notes. I'm having a look.
Just drop it into Discord.
Yeah, I'm having a look, making sure that there's nothing illegal.
Like the cup
Nothing
that's meant to be
illicit.
in the vault.
Like the gavels that are there in the church.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe
No,
a
but-
section. Maybe we should remove the section that says where each of them are from.
What?
This one's from Northern
which
Ghislaine.
section?
What?
Oh no, that's funny. The pink notes. I can say the pink notes.
Do you mean the two pink notes that exist?
Yeah, the y'all ball and swag.
I do like that you fucked up last session.
Oh
and
my
with
God.
Instead of Marty Turker, you said Marty Twerker.
Yeah, it's because of you.
Yeah, we have a single pink W. It's great.
Anyway, those are your teachers' notes. So if you Kim, you can pick. We'll say 3 teachers that you're talking to,
On Johnston time.
and yeah, we'll move over to Jonas.
Jonas would like to go to see a tailor first.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
a
you-
particular tailor.
A
Is
smoke
there
tailor or
any-
a like spark
Oh, okay.
tailor?
A smoke tailor would use more crude materials, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you're getting more basic, simple clothing. It'd be sturdy, but it'd be simple. While Spark would they still they can make the same stuff, but it'll probably either look better or it could be like more fancy stuff
Plus minor enchantment, maybe. Who knows?
if you pay for it. Yeah.
I don't have much money on my salary. Okay, I'll go see a Spark one.
Mm-hmm.
Customer service will probably be better.
Yeah. You make your way to a Spark tailor shop.
Yep. I head inside and wait at the counter if it is not attended.
You see a human woman, probably around her mid 30s, coming out from like the back, which seems to be like a workroom, and she approaches the desks and asks what you want.
This is gonna sound odd, but I'm looking for some sort of facial covering.
Like a mask.
Kind of like a mask, but it's only for the eyes, and I don't want to be able to see through it.
So blindfold.
Yeah, but something a little... I don't want to use the word prettier, but... not as tacky, I suppose.
So a blindfold, but it looks good.
Yes.
So a scarf?
Does Jonas invent eye masks in the era of our Lord 904? The ones that you get on planes.
Yeah, I guess a scarf would work.
Well, if you wrap a scarf around your head 2 or 3 times, you know, you won't be able to see through it.
It's a bit. There's a lot of get caught.
Do you have any further details? Like, all you've given me is something to wrap around your head, to wrap around your eyes to stop you from being able to see.
Well, it could even be. I don't even know if this would be the place for it. Then, if it's this could be another similarity. You know how like people who need glasses wear glasses,
Yes.
like that, but not being able to be seen through them, is to like block the eyes.
So the opposite of glasses.
An eye
Yes.
patch.
Eye patches.
Yes, a double eye patch.
I've got it. And she just walked out of the room. Goes to the back. You hear the sound of rummaging. You hear like
You hear a saw.
yeah, it's they're over the top all the audio effects. And then she comes back in, and it's like a pair of like reading glasses, except the glass has been taken out of the glasses and replaced with 2 leather patches.
All right, cool, fantastic. Now I need to send you guys a message. I don't know if that's how you spell it, but
Okay. How big is Kay's head? Kim, how big is Kay's head?
Ah, fuck.
Kay is mostly head.
She's 2 foot. She's
because I was thinking a thimble, but I don't think it's that small.
no. She is a small. She's a tiny creature.
Like a softball.
Like, yeah, I'd say softball size.
Big
Yeah.
thimble.
Big.
Big thimble.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
the
big
size of
cup.
like. Yeah, cool.
A softball. A
A
softball.
sock.
Yeah. Big monster.
Okay, as she brings that up, I'm like, can I also get another one of these, but for like an infant?
Roll me charisma check.
Oh, Jonas, how old are you again, Jonas?
I am 23.
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Yikes.
Well, that's charisma. I don't think I've got anything that adds to my persuasion. No, this is what you get.
She looks at you. Eyes like up. Like, what the fuck?
Should I ask?
I think Jonas is about to be arrested.
Oh, it's not actually for it. I could see the thought process that would lead you there. No, it's probably better not to ask.
Is this is it for you know, it's roll an insight check, Jonas.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nat 20. You realize she's like stuttering on the words. She's trying to ask in like a really polite way if it's like you're into like gnomes and it's a sex thing.
So Jonas realizes this, goes a little red in the face, and goes,
Yes.
Oh.
however you prefer to be listed in your books.
There's
Hey,
like,
go on.
she
It's
stops,
Hey, just go on.
It's just a yes.
just blinks a few times, and she's like, "One moment, sir," and just walks out back. There's like not even like a minute passes, and she comes back with the same thing, but about a gnome-sized head, or a bit smaller.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't believe a receipt will be necessary.
Okay.
Oh.
How much do I owe you? I have 10 gold to my name. Would that be enough?
Yeah, it's a metal framework with fucking 2 eye patches, a gold piece.
Okay. I
Did
give
you have
her
a written gold amount down?
2 gold pieces? Yeah, that's my starting gold, my dude.
I don't have any gold written down.
8.
It's
Well,
your
you spent
fault.
it all making a robot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
made a robot. I just
I
got
made
2
2.
kink eye patches made.
I bought you that.
Get on my level.
I don't know if I want to. Unless you're offering.
If you don't mind me, I hang out with a child gnome.
Okay, thank you
Yep.
very much.
Yeah,
And
she
then-
doesn't even say goodbye as the door closes, like little ding ding as you leave. She just watches you the whole time.
Just before I walk out, I sort of stop and then turn back and say, I'll make sure all of my friends that are in the same sort of stuff come by your place. You do exquisite work, and I walk out.
Oh.
You don't need to. Oh.
I don't want to go back to sex work.
Don't
They
rope us
keep
into
bringing
this.
me back in.
Don't rope us into this.
I am
I
so
don't work
sick.
at Taste of the Feywild anymore.
I'm so sick of making bondage gear.
I might steal that.
It's also a great name for a shop. Okay,
So-
yeah, that's that. I know exactly why. For a moment, I was like, "What is he going with here?" But now I know exactly why you bought those.
Yes, yes.
No, I knew what he was going for. I just felt the sex thing was pretty good.
Part of me was like, "Does you guys have blind fighting? Is he trying to do this in like I don't know."
The store's name was called Bodices, Dresses, Skirts, and Mats.
Cool.
But even if you had blind fighting, why the fuck would you want to just physically blindfold yourself
To
anyway? Like...
Flex.
I mean, I guess.
God damn it, AJ.
I need to know these
The
names.
name of the shop, Bodices, Dresses, Skirts, and Matches, BDSM.
Nice.
Kill me now.
It's canon.
Okay, that
I'm
happened.
never
Yeah,
going back to Ghislaine.
far
again.
up.
We're gonna let's next, please. Ara.
I don't know if this will be much better. No, I'm not doing anything like this.
I'm
You're
never
just
going
like-
back to Ghislaine.
I'm looking for 50 feet of rope
You,
and a whip.
you go to Argos, can I get? You go to Voss, can I get the thing back? Is this a sex thing?
Which thing do you want?
Look, if Voss is going to come on to me, that's on him, but...
Voss doesn't go on anymore.
Yeah. So, first thing, as I said, going to the library straight after the club.
Yep.
And, yeah, I'm going to look for whoever's sort of... I assume there is someone here that helps people out in the library.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, there's like a few librarians and library
Yeah.
assistants.
there's a rotating library staff.
I have no idea their names. I don't come in here enough.
I believe it.
Honestly, I'm
Christine.
amazing mated.
Yeah, I'm amazed I know
Surprised
the
you found
library.
the entrance.
Yeah, so I'm going to approach one of them. Excuse me, would I be able to ask you for a bit of assistance?
Sure.
Sure.
Cool. Wait, which one answered?
Both. No, Darren did.
Who cares?
So I'm looking for a couple of maybe particular books, though I don't know if one of them may exist. That's the problem. So we do also have a restricted section, yeah? Assume I'd need to get access from a teacher, obviously, but
No, we don't handle any illegal texts here. This is a
no,
school library.
not illegal restrictions, just stuff that's generally not allowed to leave the library. Like, it has to be read in here.
Those would be books that belong to the Atheneum and not the school. But you can sign them out as long as they don't leave the actual academy.
Then I'll keep that in mind. So
Wait, we can do that?
my first thing I need to look for is a book, any books that how would I word this? I guess biographies of any of our teachers.
From the past, current. There are biographies on great teachers from the past.
Both current and past, more current than anything, but
But they haven't died yet, so how can we get a good book from them?
Well, going back several centuries, actually, we have some biographies and autobiographies that go back all the way to the founding of Ghislaine. Not all teachers write them. For instance, we are expecting a biography at some point, or autobiography for Aki once he retires, but until then, we're waiting for him to, well, retire. Is any teacher in particular? There are several names of note across many years.
none that immediately come to mind. I was just more like, did we have a section where that's all kept?
Yes, there's a biography section. You might have to look a bit to find the one specifically for teachers at the school, as it covers notable figures from all over Venusia. But
That's
there are
all right.
some.
I think I have a couple days. The other sort of book I'm looking for is one on more, I guess, sort of creatures that shouldn't generally exist. I'm just like curious, not for creating, obviously, just about them, what we know about them.
Well, a lot of creatures that are considered not generally existing can fit a lot of avenues. Whether you mean like
What about
monstrosities that were created, or your aberrations that come from outer planes. Even celestials and fiends technically aren't meant to exist on the prime material plane. Even elementals in some ways. Then there's also
about, just to double check, did you actually tell us about the fact that these cockatrices shouldn't exist, as in they're created, man-made? I can't remember what Jonas specifically told us, or if he found out any of that sort of stuff.
Would have gone in detail from the notes that the whole time I spent not getting arrested.
Yeah. That's fine. Just whatever details you gave us, like.
Yes, I would have been very thorough about this is a big no-no. Don't fuck it up again.
No, that's fine. If you were clear on that, I know what I'm asking specifically.
Yes, he would have been.
I guess creatures that are generally man-made and just more myths sort of thing.
Well, there's a type of creature. If it's more like things that were created, you'd be looking for things called monstrosities, as they're referred to. As beasts are naturally occurring, monstrosities were the creation of magical accidents or actual creations that have just generally gone out into the world and made their own place.
All right, I'll start with that section, I think. Just general direction.
Yeah, they point you to the areas where like you can find both sets of books.
Cool. Basically, what she's going to be doing. So I assume a lot of these books probably have a thing in the front about when they're lent out, sort of thing.
Yeah, like any book you want to borrow, you have to take it to the front and then check it out.
Yeah. That's the handwriting she wants to compare to. Looking at names who have rented this or rented book, taken it out before.
Okay.
To see if we can find any that line up with any of the stuff that was given.
Interesting. Okay.
I know it's a very weird approach, but
no, it's actually a pretty fucking good one.
Yeah.
Investigation check with advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going through. This is the monstrosities book. I'm assuming you're talking about.
Take the majority of the day. Yeah, this is starting with the monstrosities. The biographies might become later in the night or the next day if need be.
Yeah, there's a lot of monstrosity.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, I was checking. Just in the standard monster manual, there are 49 different monstrosities. So, there's a lot of things that are listed as monstrosities.
You know specifically what I was sort of trying to dance around asking for a certain creature, obviously, but yeah.
You flick through and you're looking for lots of different, because there are books on, it's like a bestiaries, there's books describing like where the creatures have made their homes and stuff, and questioning and how they were created, because some of them it's like, who the fuck made this thing?
Yeah. Also, I suppose it'd be good to look through the book, and I imagine I'd notice if any pages were missing, like ripped sort of thing.
Yeah, so like the things you find in the book, everything from like Edicaps, which have made their home in the Feywild, harpies, which have made their way up to the mountains in the north, mimics, which everyone's like, we don't know who made mimics or why, or who keeps making them, because we don't know if they reproduce, but they're out there and they suck.
Shit, nearly dropped my phone.
Like the recent ones like Rust monsters and the dwarves deal with every so often. Grix and Gorgons and Displacer beasts. Like there's a lot of creatures that are like monstrosities. You flick through a lot of these books, which there's no small number of. You don't find. What was that?
Imagine this will take the entire day. So
yeah. You find books that mention cockatrices and even basilisks, as they're also monstrosities. And you compare the notes to them. You don't find any that like, there's nothing that matches the exact signature from like these books that are like, oh, this is where they would live, and this is how. None of them are like how they were made. They're all like, this is what, like, where they've made their way in the world, and they're naturally producing. Like the cockroach one specifically says that when they were made, they're all male, so there are no like more of them, and we don't believe any are around anymore because they all died.
That's bullshit.
Stuff like that. Well, yeah, because someone made more of them.
No.
This book is old. It's a great avenue you looked into. You don't find any handwriting, any signatures in it that match exactly. You do see the book has been checked out numerous times, like these books. It's a very common avenue for study for transmutation, because that's mainly used by. So like, it's been checked out by all 3 of the transmutation teachers at least twice, like at least 2 or 3 times in the last year. And it's probably been like the page. It's got like 3 pages of signatures of people who've been checking this book out.
I'm trying to think if I'd actually have much study with any of them.
Your focus isn't mainly on like the conjuration side of
It's more
things.
on other stuff, so probably not.
It's like you've probably done classes with Loretta Cornwall, since she's like the transmutation 101. Like, it's the generic, everyone takes this class to learn a bit about it. But then you might not have done any work with Jerome or Bartholomew, as they're more specialists, or like the advanced classes with Loretta.
Which makes them a great target. That's sort of just in her own head. That's obviously not so. Well, you should probably. I could say telepathically to Queen, I guess.
But yeah, so you do know, like, this book, stuff like this, topics like this, have definitely been checked out by all 3 transmutation teachers
But
at
not
some
more
point.
than the others.
You don't make another investigation check.
All right, just a regular one.
Just a
Where's
straight
the-
one.
Yeah, just gotta find it. Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't really counting how many times people have checked them out.
That would probably take a good few checks to do.
It's also like this note that you see, like, it's the page that goes back, and the page is almost full already of signatures. The dates that go back like 2 or 3 months, and you probably think that like there's many more of these pages of records of who's borrowed this book at some point or another.
But it's a good starting point.
Yeah, it has a lot of information on different stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's how I'm spending my day. Unless I happen to see a teacher I particularly would know come in, I don't think I have to approach anyone yet.
If you want to see a teacher comes in.
I don't, with the transmutation ones, come in and look for any of this stuff conveniently.
If you want to, like, you have a whole day. You can either go hunting, searching them down, or like they could just encounter them because they're preparing for their classes for the coming year, which is only a few weeks away.
I suppose, yeah, it's kind of the things. So all 3 of them actually back at the school right now?
There are more than like 3 transmutation teachers. There's like 20 transmutation teachers. These are the 3 who are back.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I will go maybe try and hunt down at least the one I'm somewhat familiar with, kind of, Loretta.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
you find it.
eventually find Loretta. She seems to be in her classroom getting stuff ready for the next trimester. You see that she's got a bunch of like things all over, like the students' desks and her desk. There seems to be materials for things, and she's like looking over what looks like a bunch of rocks.
Cool. You, I guess a general knock on the door, or sort of, I guess, door frame. I assume it's probably open. Are you busy?
No, not particularly busy.
Right. Can't say we've interacted too much, and I can't imagine Voss, my good friend, has given much of a good reputation on me. But
Yeah, the last time I talked to you was, I believe, 2, maybe 3 years ago when you took my class, which you barely passed.
would you be able to maybe answer a couple questions?
I'm a teacher. I am quite literally here to answer questions from students. So yes.
Cool.
Do you do illegal shit?
No, it's not illegal. Do you know of any particular, or any of the other transmutation teachers that specialized a bit more in, I guess, the study of the monstrosities?
Why, yes, actually. My particular profession was that of transmuting goods and materials, as you see, and she's got like literally stones and rocks and metals. Like, it's the act of transforming stone into wood, and she literally changes it, like she's holding onto it, or into iron or even gold, and she just shifts for each form as she's holding it. That's what I was always a bit preferential when it came to transmutation. It's why I teach the beginner classes and also some of the higher level advanced classes on that form of transmutation.
Well, it's a very useful school, so it makes sense.
It does a lot of applications. Jerome Fellowwood, he was a lot into plants and the transformation the druidic have growing and even speaking to plants. That's a different field, but it's the application of the adaptation, yeah, the much as like bark skin and stuff like that, and mixing combinations of transmutation with abjuration. He was very much more of the natural world. While Bartholomew more focused on the monstrosities of the world themselves. He specialized in discovering where these creatures came from and how we deal with said creatures. His classes were more practical. You wouldn't have taken them as they're usually for those who seek to deal with said creatures if they ever encounter them.
Well, that's not important, but he is around, yeah?
Of course, I'm not sure where he is right now, but Barty has his own classes.
I may have to find him in the next day or so then. Just to be absolutely clear, I understand there are teachers away, but he's the only one that would be easy to reach about this sort of topic, yeah?
Well, they're the only ones who are here. There are other specialists of all different fields. Barty is not the only... Sorry, Mr. Austin, Professor Austin, is not the only teacher who specializes in monstrosities and the like. He's just the only one currently at the school.
Well, here's where I'll start, I guess. Thank you for your time. Look, maybe assuming I don't accidentally get kicked out, maybe I'll take up another class in transmutation. I do need a bit more practice there.
Well, if you ever take my class again, I look forward to seeing you here, and hopefully this time you'll study more.
Well, that's actually what I'm doing today. I'm studying and actually looking around for some information on more study.
Very good. Now, don't let me keep you up. Get on with your work.
And I now have another lead that I'm following. Yeah. I don't know if I want to hunt him down today or if I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah, I'll head back to the library and actually might spend a bit more time matching that up a little as well. So
we'll say those two things are your day thing. Yeah, the library takes a bit to do.
So next in the queue would be...
let's just jump back. Violet, did you pick your teachers that you were going to investigate?
Yeah, I basically just picked 3 random teachers that I think I could probably just run around to ask like basic questions with. Ended up picking Luke Otto, Abjuration Wizard, Human Male. Morrigan Trix, Conjuration Wizard, Known Female, and Tasha, Igleville, Enchantment Wizard, Human Female. The idea as well is like this is like for like maybe like for Luke, it's like more of a question based on like homework. For Morrigan, like it's about like one of my particular abilities, like to conjure up tools. Like I'm just like saying like I've just been kind of having trouble getting like these particular tools. Like it doesn't come out exactly how I want. And with the enchant one's like based on one of my spells. Like I'm not sure if this is working as intended, sort of thing. Like just kind of trying to put the stories to try to get like their sort of like idea behind that as well within written form.
Roll a general persuasion and then a general investigation for the looking into the thing, and this is just be all for three of them, so you can figure that stuff out.
I'm just gonna use inspiration on that straight away.
Okay.
And then an investigation. I love you guys.
Use inspiration again if you want.
Can I?
Yeah, you can burn all 3 if you want.
Sure, I'll do it again for the persuasion.
You only have 3 for the whole campaign.
Done. That'll do.
There you go. Okay. 14 and 18.
Yeah, it's not that difficult to believe. Like you're able to ask the questions you want to ask, and they're able to explain it to you in the way that you understand. As you're investigating, you see as they like get.
I'm a written learner. I need written.
Yeah, as you like bring them a book to like write notes in and stuff, you see as they write, you quickly use your mind's eye to compare their notes to the ones you saw before, and none of them seem to match.
Okay, worth a try anyway.
Okay, now we can jump to Agnes.
So does this world have, I guess, like newspapers or any sort of like archival information?
Yeah.
I basically want to look through like I guess like old newspapers of like any information on like other of like all the missing people in the area, and see if there's any like connections between them.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of the cities in this world, they have like bulletins where they post up things, but especially things like missing persons and whatnot. the Church of Tabrus, their other eyes would usually be people that handle that alongside the guards. So you can leave the school during the day if you like and head down to either a guardhouse to ask them if you can ask about records like that, or even to an eye station and ask them as well. Either are possible.
Sure.
The guards tend to stick mainly to cities. The eyes are like
they're
face description. They're like international detectives. They go between the different countries and stuff, and they go all over the place, investigating crimes and whatnot.
Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing because you wouldn't know about that. Yours and Rebecca wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Everyone else here knows exactly who they are.
It's like you would, even Agnes, like you would know what the eyes are. Every major city has at least an eye station. It's either part of the Church of Tabrus if there's a big enough here, or it's a separate area in the city where they maintain their own work.
They're always watching you.
Yeah, I'll go to them.
Yeah. Cool.
This is one
Easy
of
enough.
the cities where it's separated, the church and their station. Their station tends to be in the upper districts, while the church is in the market district area, so the masses can go to. But eventually, you can walk your way through the upper echelons of the city and make your way to the eye station.
It's built almost like a fucking courthouse. When you enter there, it's like the main lobby you go into, and there's these wide open hallways, and there's many, several rooms where people could be taken for trials and whatnot. And there's people at a desk there who are just going over notes and information. You walk in, one of them's like, "Oh yes, how can I help you, miss?"
Hi, I'm looking for information on missing people that have, gone missing.
This be current or past information?
Current.
Current missing persons. Okay. Is there any particular reason why you're looking into said activity? Most common people don't.
Yeah, I've been tasked from the school
Okay.
as part of an investigation.
No, fine. That's perfectly fine. We're always happy to help. And he leaves and he's like, follow me, and he takes you down a little hallway, and you step into this room off to the side that is a bit more open, and up against one of the walls you see a lot more similar, unlike the inn you were at last time, the tavern you guys were at, where it's very neat and tidy, bulletins and a few wanted things there. This is completely covered in postings and notes. He's like, feel free to look through that. These are the current works we're going through. There's no information here that would be sensitive, as the notes that we just get. But good luck. It's a bit of a mess.
Thanks.
If you need to look at the archives as well, just ask. We've got a scribe down there at the moment who can help look through past notes.
Okay, cool.
And yeah.
I do not want to visit the archives.
Shit, this is public records, so you can just go and look at it.
Yeah,
make an investigation check to go through the notes, because they're horribly cluttered. It's literally the thing where there's so many postings that some of them, they only have an inch of paper that you can actually see behind the other ones.
Yeah, some of them are sharing the same thumbtack.
Yeah.
With a 14.
Coughing up a lung briefly.
You're coughing up a lung briefly?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Yeah, with a 14, you can search through the notes. You find several postings regarding the area you searched. They're not written by any kin or anything. They seem to be tradesmen, not tradesmen, traders that go back and forth between the city and this place to get wares to sell. And when they've gone to these areas, there's no one there to give them the goods. So they seem to have gone back a couple times and reported it each time. And it seems to be dating as far back as the start of Croy, which was almost 6 weeks ago.
You do notice as well that the road that you guys found the missing houses on, that's not the only one that has like these. All these have been pinned basically together because they're considered to be linked, which they are. And you notice that there's pretty much a radius around roughly where you'd guess that houses you found in the hills, where houses have been like picked off and missing persons from this area, that area. And you can pretty much go, oh, this wasn't just like one road they were attacking. They were hitting everyone within a certain range.
Would I be able to get like a map or something and like mark out each place that's been hit? Like to
Yeah,
work
absolutely.
out what the radius is.
That's the thing, like we don't have the exact number, but it's like you can, by looking at this and by knowing the area and also by looking at maps they've drawn of like where the different houses were in relation to things, you can pretty much see that like it's basically at most about like a half day or about 8 hours of travel from that house in the hills. Every like homestead within that range has got missing persons information on.
Wait, sorry, what was the range?
About 8 hours from that, like how the cottage you guys found.
Okay, so 8 hours in
Jesus.
like a 8-hour radius, so to speak.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
So like the stuff you got, the houses you guys found were only about 4 hours away from it, but you also like there was nothing else on the road where you were going. But there's like Ghislaine's a weird place where there are no small towns. People just spread out all over Ghislaine. It's a whole thing of like wizards like their privacy, so everyone is just scattered across the land.
Yeah. So this collection that was like all pinned together, is that just the farmhouses?
Yeah, this is like
That, like-
farms are missing people. Like even some of them mention like traders, and it's like last known location was like camping within that radius and stuff like that. But like the whole thing is, you notice it basically starts from the start. Like you know a start date where the first reports came in, and you know that it's like a bigger area. So like the few statues you guys found, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any that just like not connected to this, but like any else on the board of like around a similar time period?
There are like other cases from different areas around the same time of like robberies here and there, or like
Yeah.
just there's stuff
like
from all over.
Specifically missing people.
Not in the
Like
same
any other-
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is, like other ones like closer to the city, or like nearby.
Let me check my
Like
notes.
not say like in the epicenter.
Yeah, like outside
area,
of the
but, like,
area,
this-
but since that time period, pretty much.
But like in the same kind of similar time frame that these farmers have been and traders have been going missing.
Not at the moment. There's nothing you see that's like. Basically, it's like there's a point where it just stops, and that was about a week ago, or like a week before, 2 weeks before you guys left, and there's been no reports since that date.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty much just those farmhouses that have had people taken from them.
Yeah, so far.
And it's stopped nothing's happened for about 2 weeks.
Make a little another investigation check. You notice when flicking through these pages as well, you get to like the very last page of like the very first person gone missing, and there's almost like a piece of paper pinned to it in like the corner that's almost hidden by everything else, and it's just like a reference number.
Well, it's like pinned to the stack.
Yeah, it's like the very first sheet in the stack, the bottom one. There's just like a little pin to the side of an extra piece, and then it's just like a string of numbers and like a hash.
Okay. Can I ask whoever brought me here about the reference number?
Yeah, you show him. He's like, oh, that's just a reference to the archives. It's just a pin to say like this. That would be an area in the archives about other cases we've had of a similar or particular type. I'm not sure. I have not looked into this one myself.
Can I check out the archives then?
Yeah. He takes you there. He even shows you the area where that would be, and it doesn't even take you like 2 minutes flicking through it to realize that this is all also missing persons cases from a different part of Ghislaine, but it's the same thing where it's like there's an 8-hour radius around a certain area. It takes place around the same time in the year, but it's just a different spot in Ghislaine.
Okay, so it's the exact same thing, but just somewhere else.
Yep.
Alright, how close is it to the one that we found?
The older one was further north.
Okay.
So it'd be like you guys traveled like a day, or I think it was 2 days to get to where you were. You would have had to travel an entire another day north to get to where this one was located. But this one's like a lot less cases. It's like only like 3 or 4 people, while this like the one you guys looked into is like 30 or 40 people.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
And with that, that's everyone's excursions for the day? Or did anyone want to quickly follow up on a thing that they did? Not like a whole like activity, but like, did you have any questions or like a singular role that you think you can do with the information you found?
Not what I have individually now.
I offer up my lawyer's badge to prove that that is evidence.
That is your lawyer's badge. Hand it in.
Yeah, fuck.
Alright, well, if that's everyone.
Just regrouping the next day, I don't know.
Wait, sorry, just a quick question. Wait, how long ago was the previous incident?
It was the prior year.
Okay, it was a year ago. Okay.
Yeah, it was like this happened in this like same time period, just like a much smaller issue where it wasn't as noticed as this one.
So
is.
a year ago, but there were only 3 incidences.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I
Oh,
thought,
like,
okay.
is it? How close
Basically,
is
this is
it?
like-
How close is it to the like? It's not like a year ago to the day. It's just like the previous year.
It's the same thing where it's like this is taking place during, you could basically call it the summer holidays for the academy. That last one took place during the summer holidays the year prior.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
whoever was investigating this in the eyes, they basically assumed this was connected.
Okay. Cool.
At least it's not an arsonist case this time.
I'm so bad with mysteries.
I'm enjoying this.
So yeah, that's everyone. You've finished up with your daily activity, like your day activities. You gather back at the school. Coming into early evening, dinners are still like an hour or so away. Do you all want to discuss things? Do you want to do anything? You want to make plans?
We'll say for the simplicity's sake that Anaya is like just focusing on some other aspect of the case, and is doing her own
I
investigations.
don't think I've focused fine with me. I mean, it's not impossible to fall asleep in a library.
It's rather
It is
quiet.
completely possible.
I assume it's a very common thing to have happen.
Yeah, Farah's just not going to be at dinner.
Okay.
She might try and get away with a ration when she remembers, but we'll see. She's probably just going to spend the night there if they don't wake her up. I mean, it's still on the school ground. She can't get in trouble this time.
They'll wake you up when it's time to go to bed because you don't have permission to be in the library at night.
Wake up, go to bed.
You need a certain pass to be
Yeah.
in the library at
Back
night.
to sleep.
You do.
Probably didn't
Yeah, it's
sleep
like-
through detention or anything.
The detention wouldn't have started until school started.
Okay, good. We
It's
got
like
time then.
You've already basically got like a week's worth of detention before classes even started back up.
Yeah.
Good times.
That's not fun.
So yeah, what are you all doing?
Jonas approaches the 3 musketeers,
Hat.
Violet, Crystal, and Kay. And I have
Yeah.
been a little... I've been a prick, I suppose. I've been very closed-minded, and it's not a healthy outlook to have. So I
Takes on a little
come
bit.
bearing gifts of peace. this is also peace of mind for myself. If we ever go out again, and he produces the 2 pairs of glasses, like blackout glasses. It's not anything particular or special. It's just something I had made to make it a little less ominous at night. Because, you know, the whole, and he gestures in front of his face, eye thing.
I like to imagine she just like tilts her head a little bit, and you're just like pointing directly at your eye, and you point directly at their eyes, and I'm like, huh? I'm not following. I think. Am I following? Am I? I don't know what this is. It just like turns to Crystal. It's like, I don't know what this is.
So, you know, at night time and how their eyes glow in the dark with this piercing red that, like, goes right through your soul. This is to sort of help with that.
Piercing? I mean, I never noticed.
Clearly.
Oh. I mean, like, just like sort of holds them. It's like, I guess, like, should try put one on Crystal.
Yeah, if you put them on there, they'll just take it. You're giving them a thing.
Yeah, can Crystal see through it at all?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It covers her eyes like they are. The eyes are still where she sees.
Mm-hmm.
It does
Like
completely
that.
block out the black though, so the red though. So it's like they cover them, and she looks and goes, "Does it look good? I cannot tell."
I think I did it right. Did I do it right? Is that how? I don't know what we're doing here. What are we doing?
This is a symbol of peace, I suppose. I'm gonna try and not be such a douchebag about the whole situation with... He goes to say the things, and then stops himself and says, Crystal and Kay.
Oh, thank you. I'm
And
sure. I'm not
when
sure
I'm
how
on watch,
Crystal will
it'll
take
make me
it.
feel a lot easier.
I'm not sure if Crystal will get used to it. Kay will take anything. And
It's not something you have to wear all the time. It's just at night time if someone's on watch, or primarily me on watch, because their eyes are terrifying.
oh, I see now.
You see Crystal, not Crystal. You see Kay is like gnawing at the metal part of it, like a gremlin.
I think she's liking it. I'm pretty sure she likes it. Thank you. I mean, I'm still confused a little bit, I will admit.
With what? I feel like I was very straight with what these are for.
I mean, I haven't noticed. I mean, I guess it's just, thank you though. I mean, I didn't detect any like kind of hostility or anything. Was there something I wasn't paying? Did I do something that I didn't know?
You know, I'm talking about me being the douchebag, right?
She blinks.
You know all the stuff I said about Warforges are the fucking worst, and how basically that's what you've made?
No, but now I do. I forgot. Maybe. I think I did.
Do you remember why we're in the extra credit class?
Because I'm failing.
At what point does Jonas just give up on this conversation?
I was just about to walk out of the room, put my headset down.
Yeah. I like how we hit the point where Jeremy gives up on the conversation before Jonas does.
Jonas has a lot more patience than I do.
Good work, Kimmy.
I'm proud of myself.
He just sort of doesn't say anything, like he's processing it and just... Okay, alright. Well, I'm gonna sit down and finish eating. And he starts eating a little bit and then says, "Oh, by the way, probably don't go near BDSM. She thinks I'm into some weird shit, and if she notices then, she'll probably think you're into some weird shit."
You have no idea what he's talking about, Violet. You've never been to that shop.
Yeah. I feel like I should question what exactly you're talking about. But you're eating and I don't want to distract you because I feel like I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm just thank you, and she just walks away. Kay probably still has it on.
Jonas just thinks, "I could have just kept being a douchebag and it would have mattered. What's even the point of this? Why even character growth?"
What's character growth?
In a one shot. Yeah, and just moves away. Well, it probably doesn't move away. Just like sits down, like with the group, like in general, think like probably like we were probably the first there, maybe, and yeah, she just like say thank you, sit down, and then just start eating her food for a bit, waiting for everyone else.
All right. Yeah, you sit down, you
Wait
start
a
eating.
Okay.
So, anyone else want to do anything while dinner? Because Farah, you're asleep in the library.
I was studying hard, okay?
Yeah, you are. You studied very hard for the first time in
You
your
read
life.
a whole 4 pages.
Could you not?
Good
I
You
mean,
used
that's
your brain.
Could you
well,
not ask a
consider
stealth
that's
check?
probably not accurate because it's like just looking at the who wrote book got this book out thing. So... Sorry, go on, AJ.
Could you roll a stealth check?
Sure.
This isn't
Oh,
like I don't want to be saying. This is like I just
I'm
want to
just-
like if you found a decent enough spot, like how long it takes for people to find you to wake you up.
Too
She
long,
fell
honestly.
asleep
I
at
mean,
the desk.
no, I mean the librarians knew where I was reading, I guess, so, or at least one of them did. It's not like I was hiding that.
Yeah. All right. Well, while you're at dinner, Agnes, do you do anything there, or is anyone, Violet or Jonas, do you have anything else you want to do? Any of you?
I feel like we just probably exchange information, but I really don't. Personally, I am confused on what to really do. I got
Yeah, I'd
nothing.
probably just go to Val and just be like, are we all meeting up here to like recap?
I thought that's what was happening, and I can't see Farah anywhere, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
She got arrested again, clearly.
So I turn to Jonas. Have you heard conversations of Farah approaching the gates multiple days in a row?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I normally run laps that early in the day. Actually, seen you guys come back in, I didn't even realize it
Oh.
was you guys.
Oh,
Some of the other martial students place bets on how many days in between she gets brought back. Quite
okay.
amusing.
So probably out again now. Okay.
Possible.
Do we have anything to go? I'm trying just to go through. It's just teachers I know, just because I don't really know where else to start.
I did have another thought on it, and I know we've kind of been sticking to our... I was going to say guns, that's not an analogy. Sticking to our crossbows.
Yeah.
About it being a teacher, but what if it's like a savant? What if it's a transmutation student that is like top of their class and has decided to ignore the illegal in order to facilitate understanding?
I mean, if that's the case, should we try again? Like, should we see if there's any missing people from students?
Did I see anything about missing students?
From the notes you looked at, from the times you looked, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see anything about... I looked into the missing people. I didn't see anything about students, but I did find out that this is not the first time this has happened.
Oh,
A similar incident happened a year ago during the summer holidays again, but it was only a few people that went missing. So it was kind of swept under the rug.
so something has escalated.
The students of
think
here
so.
get relatively old, quote unquote, don't they?
They go to like mid-20s is usually when people start to like either leave because they
Fuck off.
can't keep up, or they've graduated by that point.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's similar to like a college situation where like it's mostly young people, but like it's not like high school where it's done by age. Like anyone at any point can go to the school
It's like a community college.
to just learn
Yeah.
magic.
Because I feel like, well, we have something, but like, I'm unsure.
It's not enough.
Yeah. It's hard to kind of focus onto one detail as well, because if we try to focus on the stuff we found there with the written book, we're going to be running into circles a lot. If we try to focus on the missing people, like, we could find ourselves running around out of Ghislaine for a long time without any direction. And, well, I mean...
I also found that, no one's gone missing for a while, and all like the people that did go missing were from a similar area. So it seems like they're focusing or like concentrating on one area rather than just picking people off in the streets.
Where was the other area you said was affected?
It was another area. It was further north than the one we found. Probably about a day's travel, or an extra day's travel. Sorry.
Did they overlap?
Did they? If it's an extra day, I assume not.
What's this? Sorry.
Or
Did the things overlap, like the circles?
the two areas.
No, it was like an extra day's travel north, so that.
I mean, there could be something in the middle of that, like the empty gap between. I mean,
If you make it one big circle and where the epicenter would be.
potentially. I mean, there's so many different ways to go about it. We don't really have. I don't really have it. I'm not. I don't. This isn't my thing.
No, we can speculate all day and still not get nowhere.
Exactly.
Because it'll take time in order to fully, like to come at it from all angles of one thing, let alone then jump to another thing and to another thing.
Yeah.
A lot of things are possible.
And I feel like if we could just get like one little bit of detail, it actually could potentially justify us going back out there somewhere. But I'm honestly unsure. Or it could just have us stay here as well. And get to the bottom of it straight away, but... No, I've got nothing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Should we worry about Farah, or should we leave that?
I assume she can take care of herself.
I mean, if she has gone out, I mean, she's done that lots of times.
I have this strange image in my head where Voss, like his scales just get that sort of goosebumps feeling or whatever every time he hears Farah's name mentioned.
Oh yeah, it's like the scales shiver.
So should we wake up early in the morning to meet Farah, or I don't know. Again, you said this was often.
I'll see her before anyone else would have gotten up, so it'll be alright.
Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah,
the three of you
find her, let us know.
finish your dinner.
And then go to bed, I'm assuming?
You all go to bed. Or do you want to do something after dinner?
Yeah, and this turns into
Yeah, break
pretty
more
early,
rules?
Gotta get up pretty early.
They can break rules if they want.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. How much time after dinner before things
About an
close?
hour.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so no. No,
Like
yeah.
dinner's at
really.
6, the curfew is like the gates close at 7, which is also when the library and stuff close.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're not allowed to like take books to our spaces, are we?
Well,
Only if you sign them out.
yeah, you need to sign it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the kids can just study in their own rooms.
Yeah.
Honestly, Farah probably would do if they let her when she has to leave, but I don't know if they would.
I just have a feeling that Farah has a note on her file saying like all the things you're not allowed to do.
Is borrowing books on there?
Probably.
Probably.
It's a very long
But
list.
he has never done it before.
Nah, I got nothing.
There's a note from
Yeah.
the librarian who's also a teacher when she saw a notebook that you had that is like, because you with your school workbooks, like the ones that are like, here's the theory, learn it. You do what we described. You like draw on it. You write important notes like that are important to you.
Practical methodology.
Yeah, and the paper's not taken care of or anything. So someone was like, I don't trust her with the library property.
Okay, that's fair. I just figured I'd ask.
So good.
The list of like stuff that like Farah is not allowed to do. The first one just says be left unattended.
That's great.
How do they keep doing it?
That's one specifically written by Vost.
So you guys you finishing up for the night, you're all going to bed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So the three of you all pack up and go to bed. Getting ready for the next day. Farah.
You feel a tap on your shoulder.
Do I get a core in my head too?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm awake.
You awake in the library to one of the library assistants tapping on the shoulder telling you, I don't know how you were overlooked, but it is looks at like a wrist that has nothing on it. Several hours past the closing of the library. Do you have a pass, or do you just fall asleep here and not notice?
Well, I don't study very often, so I think I just fell asleep.
It's okay, you're not in trouble or anything.
That's normal.
It's a first.
But yes, the library is closed for all students who don't have passes for overnight study. So if you would please return to your room.
Of course, I'll be back for these tomorrow anyway. But yeah, sorry.
No problem.
Who do I have
you
to
get
ask
up?
about a pass? Just
You have to ask like one of your teachers who you actually do classes for, or like Marty or someone.
I'll try Vost. Maybe he'll be able to help. Anyway, thank you. Have a good night.
Good night. And you get up and you start leaving the library. You pass several of the students who do have passes, and like they're all like heads down studying with like stacks of books next to them.
So that's what it looks like.
Yeah, like
They are
all
tired.
seem-
They have
all
there's
of
a
them are
pot
tired.
of coffee next to each of them.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
is
it's
this one of those libraries
cold.
that has like the coffee vending machine?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a small kitchenette that is mainly filled up with coffee.
There's a single bottomless flask of coffee.
Oh,
So you finish up the library. You start walking out. You exit the front of the library and you step out into the cold night air.
oh,
It
that
looks
feels
like it's
awful.
about 9:30, maybe even 10 o'clock at night.
There's no teachers I'm familiar with about, right?
It's like dead quiet. There's no one out.
This is perfect. I'm gonna head back to my dorm once.
All right, you start making your way across the yard towards the school where your dormitories are, and something catches your attention as you're walking along.
Passive of 16, so sure.
Yep.
Just
All of a
in
sudden, as you're wandering through, there's a sudden shriek. It's only brief, and it cuts off after half a second.
That doesn't sound like a shriek we've heard before, or like the cockatrice, right?
No, this is like a person shriek.
But, like they just stopped, or like someone forced them to stop making noise.
Who knows? It just like there's this loud, sharp sound you hear that sounds like someone crying out, and then it just cuts off all of a sudden.
Farah's going to run that way, remembering she doesn't need to breathe. She could just sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, well, sprint enough until she's basically sprinting towards whatever that was, looking for anything.
Okay, make a perception check. Are you being stealthy as well, or are you just running there?
Just running that way.
Okay.
I mean, it's a shriek. She doesn't seem like the stealthy sort.
No, that's fair. As you start to run by,
Gotta
it's,
hide.
the emptiness of the school is sort of eerie, and of the blue glow of the mage lights that change during the day, depending. Like during the day, it's a nice white, like matching the sky. As it turns to dark, it turns to this very like bluish color, so your eyes can adjust much quicker when you need to like leave your bedroom to go to a privy, etc. And for the first time, it's felt very eerie to you. And as you approach, you fall over and trip.
Oh.
As your feet catch on something while you're running forward, yeah, you hit the ground. You look back to whatever you tripped over, and you a stone like arm.
Just an arm?
Just, you see the arm that you tripped over, and you look, and then you see another arm, a leg, a crushed bundle of rubble.
This is an important question. Are they together?
No.
No, they're not.
Fuck.
Make another perception check for me, if you will.
I can't just start yelling out for any
You can.
assistance. Okay, well, that was... I figured that's actually the safer thing to do for once.
You look at this thing, like the broken pieces.
Yeah.
You recognize traces of a Ghislainian student uniform.
Oh my god, Jeremy.
Jonas, is that you?
Not Jonas ain't here, so who knows?
As you start screaming for help.
Yeah, look, Farah's got her ways. It's kind of airy the way she says it, but, you know.
Yeah, you start crying out for help, and after only like a minute, you hear running steps as one of the teachers who's on the night duty comes running and sees you next to
Oh my god.
next to
I don't have a
the
weapon or anything out, just to be clear.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
I'm
assume.
actually kind of concerned about this one.
No, that's fine. As you approach, it's like, what's all this fucking...
Well,
What's happened here?
I heard a shriek, and so I fell asleep in the library. I came out because I was woke up, and then I heard a shriek, and instead of going to my dorm, I figured I'd go towards it to see if it was someone in danger, and then I tripped over someone's arm. I'm not sure what happened. I just heard a shriek and then came over this way. This isn't lying. I mean, if you want me to roll persuasion,
No,
sure.
as you're saying this, this teacher,
Do I know this teacher?
do you know this teacher? Make a history check.
Panicked.
As you do, this teacher raises a hand, and the lights start to illuminate around the area. 4 of the mage lights turn from this blue into the white during the daytime and light up the area like the spell. And he sees this statue person near you, and then he looks around and sees the same thing as you.
I probably assume I didn't actually get up fast or anything. Just, yeah.
Yeah, you notice your surroundings for the first time where you are. You're sitting here, you're basically here. There's many walkways and pathways. This is one of the side ones. One of the gardens with several statues that have the archmages. There's many statues in the academy that show off different mages in their primes, and there's a few of them around in this large open garden. And he looks down, sees the statue that's it's basically the head and shoulders area just crushed in into rubble.
Yeah, this is Luke Otto, the Abjuration Wizard, as he steps down as the home.
Oh, he's a good guy. Just chat with him.
Fuck. As he places a finger to his head, he's like, Yeah, you
Should
just
I
hear
get up?
him.
Should I run? Stay? I
He
don't know.
places like a finger to like quiet you as he's like thinking aloud, putting his head to his fingers. Is this calling him everything? And then once like he's done that for like a few seconds, he's like, "All right, what exactly did you see anything? What happened?"
As I said, I left. I ran from the library entrance way. There was a shriek in this direction. I ran over here, and then, as I said, I sort of tripped over because I didn't see, well, at my feet, the arm of. I'm hoping this was just a statue. Like Queen can attest, she's with me the entire time.
Queen calls.
Queen says call.
Alright, wait here for a second.
I realize most
Waiting.
people probably don't speak Queen.
No.
For some people.
But Queen calls in the affirmative.
Eventually, being the head of disciplinary action, Vost is coming. He's wearing. He's got like a nightie on. He has one of those like he's got the hat, the long, like hat that's running down. He's like, what exactly? You again? What's
Had nothing to do with this fast.
And looks like Vost. Look, we think it's a student. Gets down to one knee. Starts investigating.
One of your friends, Farah, or
Get one of the transmutation mages. You. He looks over to he looks over to you, Farah's like, luckily you're officially deputized. Help me move some of this.
Of course. Sure, I will do as I'm asked. Do you want extra help, other minions or anything, or just mine?
If you think you can get something that can carry more of the heavy pieces, then sure, we're taking this to a med bay.
What are the options? Can I? Actually, I can't summon familiars here, can I?
You can. Familiars are like one of the spells that
I will summon some familiar. Like, what can I summon for that might be able to help?
Something familiar, I assume.
Familiar. I just gotta double check on my list.
with a good strength.
I think
And,
my
like-
best would like maybe a hawk to help carry pieces, or
Monkeys.
was
Monkey.
bat cat, crab, frog, toad, hawk, lizard, octopus.
Probably an octopus. Out of all of
Don't-
them.
I don't think
Monkey.
3 octopus will be appropriate here. I think 3 hawks is probably the best I can offer.
Whatever you want.
Best I can offer you is 3 hawks.
As you're trying to figure out what to summon, you hear Locke is like, you sure it's okay trusting her? It's like, listen, she may be like the world's worst student here, but she can't do this.
Yeah, so yeah,
Ow.
I'll spend a quick, assuming he doesn't mind, a quick minute, just summon for 3 hawks to just help so they come out of my body.
Yeah, he seems to have like some of the bigger pieces, like the half of the torso that's left, plus like the like a limb or two. There is no head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I can scoop up what the rubble of the head looks like if you want.
Yeah,
I'll use something, I don't know.
you go
I'll use my
looking.
jacket.
You go looking for pieces, and you find the fragments that are like eyes and
Uh-huh.
like parts of the mouth, and you start rushing them. And
I just do as I'm told with the hawks. I'm not going to disobey this time.
It's like a puzzle.
Yo, I'm great at jigsaw puzzles.
Dude, 3D jigsaw puzzles? That's basically creating a robot.
You know, Ross will be happy. This is probably the quietest Farah will ever be around him.
as they start like as you spend probably at least 2 trips and 20 minutes moving as many pieces as you can. By the time you come back from your second trip, the room is filled with people. You see the 3 transmutation teachers, Arki, the headmaster, is there. The head nurse, Marty, is nearby, like leaning up against a wall. And you and Vost and Luke, all the 3 of you are here.
Mm-hmm.
As they're all talking, Marty's like, I'm going to requisition something with the eyes. And Arky gives a nod. And Marty goes and walks off.
I'm just gonna have my hawks just sort of rest on me while waiting.
Arky looks over at the Yurum's like, you've done some assistance, child, but this isn't a sight that you should be seeing. If you wish, you can return to your room and we can inform you of the results.
I want to see this through. I'm sorry.
Fine. As he gives a nod and Voster's, I'll make sure she doesn't get in the way. In a very, like, a tone that you don't hear often. This is very much a, like, she's done nothing wrong. Let her do what she wants sort of deal.
Queen, rest up there and just let me look from above.
And they start speaking. And it's all at once and in jargon about what's happened here. And they're like, do we know how to like, Luke's like, well, you're the transmutation one's gonna restore her back. He's like, like, all three of them like, well, if you restore her back now, she'll be pieces. Like, no. And, like, it's a full conversation that lasts through the night.
You don't get a lot of sleep, as it's a lot of people talking.
Sleep in the library, to be fair.
Exactly, you got your sleep in the library.
Yeah.
And as the early morning is being broached, you can see in one of the windows the sun starting to rise, like the very first lights coming up over the side of the wall of the academy. The door to the infirmary cracks open, and someone enters the room who you recognize.
Oh, that's terrifying to hear.
You see as three people enter. I will give a small note that as Jonas typically starts before light happens, you would see these three. You would see Marty with these two people walk through the front gates of the school.
Okay.
And you can tell because it's common knowledge. One is an eye, full plate male, and the other is a
priest of Kamashian.
Priest of Kamashian.
That's not good.
So when you see Marty return, Farah, with this eye who you don't recognize, and the priest, you know the priest. You've dealt with them in the past. They're one of the people who organized your stay here at the academy.
Yeah, they're essentially family in a way.
In a way. You see Sebel. I'm trying to think of a last name. All of a sudden, my brain went blank.
Mm-hmm.
You know her as Sebel. Auntie
Just Sebel.
Sebs.
Just Sebel.
You call her
Auntie
Seb.
Seb, I like that.
It's Sebel. She's an
Sebby.
older Genasi, as there are lots of Genasi. She's another Air Genasi like you, an older lady, and you know she's one of the few people in the Kamashian Church who can actually perform some level of miracle similar to you. You don't know where she gets her magic from. She's not a cleric.
Look, I'm sure I've had conversations with Queen about it at some point.
She gives a small yet somber smile to you as she walks past.
I just give a nod.
And she approaches the bed where all the pieces are and
Well,
kneels.
it has been a while since we've done something like this. You realize, Aki, this is not something we normally do on short notice.
Well, forgive me, Sybil, but this is a child in my care.
If it wasn't you, we wouldn't be doing it. Now, it's something horrible to ask, but we can't cast on a statue.
And, like, basically, he's just asking, like, if anyone is squeamish, he's like, if anyone is squeamish, please leave the room. And you see as, like, Luke leaves the room. Vost is very much a man who's seen some shit, so this isn't gonna phase him, so he stays. Marty is also sort of very surprisingly he's staying, but all the transmutation teachers leave.
And the head nurse, as you're sitting there, she like takes you by the arm and is like, "You don't want to see this," and starts to lead you out of the room.
I can refuse to leave, right?
Yeah, you can refuse to leave if you want.
No, I need to know what's happening.
Okay.
This could be important.
You see as Sybil, kneeling, begins chanting in... do you know this language? Let me have a look.
I don't know what languages I know. I know
Yes.
Celestial, Common, Infernal, and Primordial.
You
She knows
see,
Celestial.
yeah, as she's speaking Celestial, which is this particular dialect with the Kamashian faith. There are like
Like their
echoes.
language.
There's like echoes and shades of words appearing, like a slight fraction behind as she says it. And as she starts casting the Greater Restoration spell, and restores the body to what it was.
Which you see shift as it
before.
goes from stone to flesh, which is not a good sight when it reaches the top half of them.
No.
And then she begins incanting another spell, one that you have never heard before. And after 10 minutes, you hear a sudden intake of breath.
And you see as a figure of a young girl, younger than you, probably around 14, 15 years old, human, is not fully realized, like half of a spirit form is floating above the chunks, is the worst way to describe that, but also the only way.
As you see, Seb will cast Speak with Dead.
Yep.
I get the feeling Fire is probably just gonna unintentionally actually mutter this in Celestial of just, what the hell?
You see the eye step forward and is just like, Missy, please stop robbing the microphone.
It has an interesting eye. They
Cat,
hire a learned
please.
planet.
The Tabaxi eye walks up and it's...
It's not something to purr about.
Inappropriate, man.
But this Tabaxi is like a Maine Coon. He's looking as old as Sybil is. Sybil is like
He's
septuagenarian.
tabaxi now.
He's an older eye, and is like, how did you die? And it's like, I was walking down the street and I saw a human face, and then I screamed and it was nothing. And you see as her form like shimmers a little and becomes a lot less solid. I couldn't hear anything. It was quiet. And then I froze. And then the eyes like, this face, what was it? It was strange. It was a human's head, but with like the mane of the mane of a lion, and wings, and the scorpion's tail.
This is gonna be a stupid question, but
that
in
eye
the
loves
books I was reading,
She did love that. Stop
in the
rubbing the
books,
mic.
in the books Farah was reading through, does anything match that description?
You know what, make a history check with advantage.
Uh-huh. I hope I'm wrong.
What was it? Mane of a lion, scorpion's tail.
Yeah,
mean,
I
what
mean,
else?
out of character, I know what it is.
It's not a high roll.
That's-
You think, and there's one creature you literally read earlier this day
As you're going through the book, you get the sudden image of this creature in its textbooks of what it could be depicted as you see and know the form of a manticore.
I'm just gonna mutter that word in Celestial below my breath. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if it's audible enough, but Farah definitely mutters that under her breath.
I don't think we need to tell you. This is very illegal.
Uh-huh.
As you mutter it, the eye, like, sort of, his head tilts towards you. No one else is really paying attention, but he seems to have heard that. And he turns to mainly Arki and Marty and Vost. Is like, that's enough for us to work on. We've got one question. As the second one, as she says the second one, her image begins to fade once more. She's like very opaque at the moment. We've got one more final question if you want to ask, or we can let her spirit rest. As the three of them, like, they all start to look, and Marty is just like, where were you going? He's like, I was just going to the toilet. And the spirit of the girl fades. And Sybil stops chanting in Celestial and, like, slowly, like, very staggery tries to, like, get up from a kneeled position. She's quite old. Stop eating my minis, you freak. And, like, with the assistance of the eye, stands up. Was her image enough to get a name to that face? And Marty gives a nod. We'll inform you of what it is later. And he's just like, I recommend closing your school gates down, letting no one in or out.
You don't want to do that.
I mean, it solves one of our problems.
That, or a complete
Good thing no one decided to
evacuation.
sneak out tonight.
It's up to you, Haki. Naki gives a very thoughtful nod, like you'll come to a decision at a later time. Sybil walks over, gives a nod as Vost starts, like, taking the sheets off, like, with the body on it, and, like, sort of very unceremoniously, because there's not really a way to do this ceremoniously, like, just makes a bundle. And follows behind them as the two of them leave.
I'm just going to telepathically, like, talk with Queen about this to myself. You know, just go over the thoughts of why was there a manticore here. That sort of stuff.
Hey, Farah,
Yeah?
go to your room.
I was intending to, but I do need to regroup with the others.
Do it later.
Okay.
As you sort of get ordered out by Marty, the most stern and orderly way he's said anything to anyone that you know.
Yeah.
Good thing we have the students didn't see far this willing to go along with things.
You all either awaken an hour or two later, or return back to your bedrooms and start getting ready for your day as you hear an announcement play over the school. Due to circumstances and the resulting death of a student at the academy, no one is to leave the premises as grounds. Effective immediately until the issue is resolved. And that's where we're in session.
Oh.
Curiosity. Students have died here before, and that announcement has not gone off, correct?
Yep.
Oh, right.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
But this, like, you've heard that someone has died before. That's not new to you. You've been here for quite a while. But this is the first time that you've heard that it's a total lockdown.
I hope they don't blame me for this.
I hope they don't start panic buying all the toilet paper.
You can't leave.
You're right.
I just want you to know, Violet, I had nothing to do with it.
I mean,
Zach does know where as far as dorm is.
I mean,
believe you on that anyway.
probably.
Please do not.
Why not?
I'll drop this date, so if you guys are taking notes, that's the current date that you guys are at. The 14th of how?
It wasn't until this session.
I
mean, same.
I don't write dates.
You should.
I mean, not a nice
Yeah.
note. I got to see my auntie. Well, not real auntie, but my auntie again.
You're quite auntie. Her name is Sybil Irafel.
Yeah, she's just Auntie Sybil.
So,
Fucking
Yeah.
Manticore.
Yeah.
welcome.
Remember that? Remember right at the end of last session, there was that thing that flew past Mim's character's window?
No.
No, but yes.
Yeah, right at the end. Yeah, because it was right as we finished the session. Why will that work now?
Yeah. This is... Yeah, welcome to, like, an actual case.
I'm not sure if it's good I fell asleep in the library or not at this point.
Oh, it led for the perfect scenario on your part, so thank you.
Think of it this way: if you didn't fall asleep at the library, they would have just found her in the morning. So
Yeah.
good timing.
I'm glad I know what a manticore is now, too.
Yeah, you read that book. It's like the only book Farah's ever read. So I'm just going to give you advantage on any history checks on monstrosities for a bit.
Sounds great.
Might need to revisit that book.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, I have a theory as to where I'm going with reading those books, but I don't know if the rest of the party's going to agree with it.
Also, apologies if anyone got squeamish. It kind of got a little bit
thought it
gross
was
at the
awesome.
end.
I'm alright.
I'm right.
I don't know, just in general, the chat as well as you guys, because, I mean, it's weird talking about that sort of thing.
I was thinking, I'm like, how are they gonna move it once it's not stone anymore? I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
respectful.
it's the whole thing of like
Vacuum.
the only like you'd have to reattach all the stone bits, and there's not much you can do when you're missing most of the like head and shoulder area.
They're kind of important areas.
Yeah, a little bit. Missing an arm or a leg, you know, they can live. Disabilities are a bitch, but hey. But this, that's the kind of a limit.
Having literally having your skull crushed in.
Exactly.
From this, we know that the Manticore can also turn people to stone.
Yeah.
Out of character manticles are a lot more terrifying than cockatrice.
Oh, I imagine so.
I have someone knocking on my door.
Out of character as well. According to metagaming, it doesn't say anything about them turning people to stone in the monster manual.
Fuck you.
Nothing in the monster man about them turning things to stone.
But there is in the... We'll find out. We'll
There
find
is
out
an
what
arm.
happens.
An arm. Oh, magical.
Oh, well,
I mean,
maybe there's more stuff.
it's also,
isn't it?
yeah, it could be like something else turned it to stone and then the Manticore just crushed it, or like was just distraction, or this is just a Manticore. You
I've
made,
already
like,
altered the stat block. Pray I don't change it further.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like, we're also adding turn to stone because it fits with the theme.
Fuck you.
Maybe
Yeah.
like some Medusa shit with it as well.
He has never
Honestly,
encountered Medusa.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tell me not to tell the rest of the party about this.
Well, you went to bed. So, you have
I
some
wasn't
alone
meant to say
time.
that.
No,
I mean,
you were even
they're-
multiple people gave you outs.
They
I
are
refuse
also
to
aware
be-
that you do not listen to the rules.
Yeah.
So they're like, we would tell you, but we know you're not gonna listen, so fuck it.
I
Hey,
mean,
if
there
you'd
are
left,
several
you-
there. They probably could have forced me out, honestly.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they could have kicked you out. But also like if you left, you wouldn't have heard the description of the Manticore.
Mm-hmm.
So you aided in an investigation. That's like 1 point in your favor.
Hey, I'm slowly working off that prison record.
But with that, I think we'll start wrapping things up. Do any of our people who want to plug stuff can plug stuff? Does anyone plug things?
I mean, I have nothing personal to plug. Just, I guess, Jarvis. If you want to go support him, he's doing a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was gonna do as well, just for the friends.
We'll
What's
go
Jarvis?
give him a raid after this. If you can give me his thingy, his Twitch ID, we can do that raid at the end.
Chat there in that Discord.
Okay. Personally, I'm not. Tomorrow is more Hollow Knight. Might not happen. I'm working tomorrow. Gotta love those 6-day weekends, but that's what happens when you want to trade. Tuesday is more Borderlands. We're going. We're having fun. We're into the second act out of 3. It's good times. We actually progressed a lot.
And we shared loot this time.
We did share loot this time.
You're welcome, Kim.
Thank you, honestly.
Wednesday is Chain of Memories. We may have misjudged this beast because we fucked ourselves over. It's
was fun,
still
though.
probably a shit game, but
I mean, it's probably not as bad as we thought.
3D's very off-putting.
Yeah.
Thursday's more Pokemon. I went from 2 Pokemon to 1 Pokemon. It's not a good time. It's not, but I'm trying my damn hardest. And then next week will be another fucking epic session. I'm so excited for our stream sessions. They are so good. All my D&Ds are good times. I enjoy it all. But with Echoes of the Forgotten, they're in the middle of a fucking festival of things.
Storming a clergy while 2 people have been kidnapped somewhere.
Exactly.
Kill me.
Kim's ready to do stuff.
I caused all this, technically.
Oh yeah, and you're going to be responsible for a church burning.
Yeah, I mean, by association.
I mean, you
Pretty
didn't light
sure
the
that's
fires.
Shut up, I am a sin. Have you seen her?
And in 2 weeks'
She's on
time,
count now.
we're back with session 4 of Gamma P as we head into probably towards like the second half of Case 2.
What about case 1?
You did Case 1.
Yeah, case 1 was the first thing.
Find the house.
Case 1 was short and sweet. Case 2 is like case 1, 0.5.
0.5. Here's some more stuff.
Too many loose ends.
Also-
I
Why
don't
don't you
think
just call it case 1.5 remix?
Also, there's Manticore now. Because we feel like Stone Cursed is one thing, Manticore is a totally separate, better thing.
Who knows how much you guys
But
are
you
dealing
still
with.
had a statue.
We did start
Yeah.
the statue. Wonder why.
Case
Fuck
1 only
you.
had Case 1 only had implied death. This one had definite death.
And
Yeah.
squeamish.
Witness death.
And way more grotesque death.
Listen, you guys have found tiny bits of information you can put together. Who knows what you'll find, but who knows what will happen next week.
Now you
Or the
can't
week after.
leave the school.
Hey, that solves half our thinking problems.
Much like that girl, a lot of tiny pieces that we may or may not be able to put together.
Oof.
Wow.
I want to
Get
call.
the
Should I
fuck
call
outta
this
here.
episode Jigsaw Puzzle?
Oof.
Oof.
Nah.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the button after I do this raidy thing. So, let's go
Yeah.
say hi to Jarvis.
We may have actually found a way to keep fire in the school for a bit.
Yeah, it's just called, student death.
I called
And,
this session called Trail Turned Stone.
Yeah, we'll catch you later, stream. Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya!
There's